Season 2, boys and girls, and this is about when I started figuring out what I wanted to do with the show. I kind of figured out a template that I kind of wanted to follow for the show, and then I kind of worked on that over the years and kind of do what I do now, or I did a year ago. There's more videos coming, I swear to God. This was about when I started seriously using Reilly to represent me, and most of the artwork for him was done by Verm Studio or Verminator or Seth or whatever he goes by today. I noticed people started calling him a crossed arms rant sona, so I ran with that, because if you can't make fun of yourself, you're not a comedian. Blah. So the first episode of Season 2 was the Gex video. I think this was the point where I started adding a lot of really silly jokes at this point and started really shaping my humor and how, raunchy and rough my humor is. I really started becoming one of those YouTubers that you can't watch with your parents around. And since I had no intention of pleasing the algorithm or making a fuck ton of revenue, I just said whatever the fuck I want. I still do. If you watch that update video I made a while back, there's at least 5 jokes about erasing your own save data, if you know what I mean. Thanks, YouTube. I can't even talk about one of my favorite Ozzy Osbourne songs. This was about the time my little cousin started watching my videos too. I remember him telling me he loved that joke about the lubed up rocket, so he's in his 20s now, I think. God, I'm old. Here's the Gex video, and if you ask if I'm going to do the other Gex games, hell, this might be a good time to do so. I don't know. If you want to see that, then say Gex, boys. Say Gex.
Man, you don't know. You don't know about Gex the Gecko. No, sir. You probably saw this game hanging out in the Walmart shelf on like N64, PlayStation 1, one of the two, PlayStation not 2. You looked at it, didn't know what it was, and bought the next Mario game, Mario 65 and a half. Because you were afraid to take a chance. You didn't want to buy something without knowing what it was. You didn't see it on TV. It didn't come out on the NES. It wasn't a movie. It wasn't a TV show. But you're not alone in this, because hardly anybody bought the Gex games. And because of that, you don't know. You don't know about Gex the Gecko. This is where the intro goes. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Gex the Gecko was doomed to fail from the start. It was doomed to fail. Why was it doomed to fail? Because the first game ever for Gex the Gecko came out on the Panasonic 3DO. Raise your hands if you own that. Raise your hand if you know what that is. Put it down. Don't lie. So to tell you what Gex is, I gotta tell you what a 3DO is. Okay, a 3DO was a console in 1990, whatever the fuck. The 3DO was weird in the fact that more than one company built the 3DO. Panasonic was the main one, but there was also versions by Sanyo and Gold Star? Who the fuck is... Wait, that's LG? But who gives a crap about that? Were there any good games on the 3DO? Actually, I'm lying. There's 2. There was Gex, and I think you know this one already. So basically, when the 3DO came out, it needed a mascot, and that was the whole idea of Gex, to be the 3DO's mascot. They wanted him to succeed so bad. So bad, in fact, that some 3DOs actually came with Gex. But it was not meant to be, because the 3DO didn't really have any other good games on it, and it cost more than 2 PlayStation 1s. Seriously, I looked it up. And that trend continues today. If you had to go buy a 3DO off eBay, and why would you, it costs anywhere from about $150 to $300, depending on what it is and what it comes with. Do you know how much a PlayStation 1 sells for on eBay? $17 fucking dollars. I mean, hell, if we're throwing our money away, let's buy us a Philips CDI. Everybody knew the 3DO was doomed to die, even the people that made Gex. That's why they ended up porting the Gex game to PlayStation 1, and every game thereafter was on PlayStation 1. I mean, that's more likely to sell anyway, because the PlayStation 1 has got more games than Margaret Thatcher's got back hair. But notice the title of this video is You Don't Know About the Gex Trilogy. Yes, there's 3 games, 3 main games in the Gex series. And we're going to look at all 3 of them, starting with the one that was originally on 3DO but ported to the PlayStation 1, and that is, of course, what we're going to be looking at, because I am not spending a shitload of money on no 3DO. Fuck that shit. Okay, so here we go. Gex is a gecko. No shit. Not only is he a gecko, he's a potato. A couch potato. You don't know what that is? It's basically what you are right now, but with a television. Reckon my day you had to watch whatever was on. And sometimes they'd cut off some of the show so they could put more advertisements. And we liked it! You know what else I like? Showing you people the game. Okay, so Gex is watching TV. He eats a bug. The bug is actually a bug made by an evil dude named Evil Dude. His name is Rez, but who cares? And after he eats the bug, Rez puts him in the TV.
They're sucked inside instead.
Let's get it on.
Oh yes, Gex talks a lot. Remind me to tell you why.
Yeah, this place has all the warmth of a Dick Clark special.
So the very first Gex game is a side-scroller with a little bit of an overworld to begin with. Ooh, who does that?
Gee, Scoob, let's get back to the mystery van.
Shut up. Well, here it is. Here's Gex. Are you impressed yet? So let's get familiar with the controls. Apparently you can lick. You can swipe your tail. The tail swiping is your main attack, but you can also ground pound by holding down. You can pound holding down, hey, hey. The licking is for grabbing items. The question marks tell you what to do.
It's tail time.
And apparently also checks for headphone users. You can Spider-Man your way up walls since he's a gecko and has sticky feet. Gross. Oh look, a guillotine. Hey, I wonder if you chop his tail off, he'll grow another lizard. I'll be damned. Like I said, there's items in the game that you can use your tongue to grab, but some of these, I don't know if they even do anything. Not even raise the score. There are a couple of useful ones. There's one that puts a tornado around you that makes you invincible, and there's also a fire breath thing. Let me show you the most aggravating and dumb enemy in the game. A TV helicopter.
Kill your TV, man.
They always seem to be right where you need to be, and you have to hit them just right or you're gonna take damage. They do only take one hit to kill, but when you kill them, they count down and explode. And that hitbox when they explode is almost twice their size, it seems. So I'll actually end up overcompensating just to get out of the way of the blast. I wish that was the only thing I was overcompensating for. I really don't like the boss battles in this game, and it's kind of hard to explain why. It's not that they're difficult, they're just aggravating. It takes a while to figure out what the puzzle is you're trying to solve in order to kill these bosses, and after you do, it just feels kind of grindy. The fact that they're not difficult could be the problem altogether. Like, it takes a while to figure out how to kill somebody, and then when you do, it's like, ah. The one boss that did piss me off, though, was this fat Superman guy. I hated this motherfucker. You have to try to drop these anvils on him to kill him, but the way his sprites are animated, he moves around so much, and the anvils are so slow. These levels with the rockets, yeah, they can kiss my ass. There's 2 rockets you jump on. The first one goes straight ahead, and that's fine, self-explanatory. It's a moving platform that blows up. But damn, man, these purple rockets, I can't figure them out. They're supposed to change direction depending on where you stand on the rocket or some crap like that, but I never could get it to act right, and I always end up falling down. I tried jumping up and down on it, but that made it even worse. It's almost like they're covered in Vaseline. Have you ever tried jumping up and down on a lubed up rocket? Your mom has, that's why you exist. And this is where the helicopter TVs really come into play. They blow up right on top of the damn rocket, and you gotta jump out the way and hope to God you don't fall off the rocket. Look at this bullshit. I hit the TV, I jump on this block, I jump back down, the TV explodes. That one part killed me about 2 or 3 times. I kept that recording of it because I felt like I did something. And here's the vertical ones. Oh, those are fun. You know what you gotta do? You gotta jump on them just right so you'll stick to the side of them. If you try to hit them from the top, it'll hurt you. And if you miss and fall on the launch pad, the rocket that's spawning right under it will hurt you. And how about we stop talking about this level before I have a fucking aneurysm? No, you know what? No, you need to know. This was a stupid level and it chapped my ass. You see that second arrow down there on the bottom? It leads you to believe there's something down there. Now there's something on the other side of the arrow, but there's nothing over there on the other side, the point it's actually pointing at. What made matters worse was I had to wait for another rocket to spawn. I must have moved left and right, jumped up and down, everything I knew how to do to try to figure out how I could get that damn rocket to spawn. And it seemed like I was stuck, but then finally, somehow or another, I got a rocket to spawn. The bullshit didn't stop there. Apparently there's some kind of pattern of how you're supposed to jump on these rockets. And this shit right here is where I did most of my dying, right here. It took me forever to finally figure out the pattern, and then when I did, it took me forever to actually get it right. Also, remember that vertical rocket I was stuck at? For some reason, it kept triggering Gex's voice.
Hope I don't make a wrong turn and end up on an old game of asteroids.
I'm working without a net here.
Rocket Man! I want to be a rocket man.
Working without a net here. Working without a net.
know something else I really don't like about Gex? Is it has what I like to call a MacGuffin system. MacGuffin, Google it. The crystal shards, the 7 chaos emeralds, the stars, the shine sprites. It seems like just about every side-scroller or platformer game in general has something like this. You have to pick up X amount of something in order to unlock more levels. Though some games give you a little bit of leeway and you don't have to collect all that many, or when you collect it, the level's over. But imagine my surprise when I finished the first stage of Gex and realized that the other levels had not been unlocked yet. Why weren't the levels unlocked? You got to find remotes. The remote controls are hidden all across the stage, and before you can complete the stage and unlock another one, you have to find that remote. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if, like, the game reminded you when you got to the exit, hey, you didn't get the remote, dumbass. Imagine if I had done that at that rocket level after doing so much to get through it and losing so many lives and watching so many Gexes die and so much of my sanity wailing away. It happened and I broke things. I don't know, man. I really want to like this game, but it's not bad. It's just not that great. There's just so much holding it back from being good. It's like it's just right on the edge of being good, but it's just not there. Even the final boss wasn't all that great. In fact, it was kind of annoying. And that fucking noise, oh. I guess if I could congratulate Gex on something, it holds the world record for the longest video game ending in history. Now, you can only get this ending by getting 100%, which I did not because I got a cheat code. Sony Vegas tells me that the ending clocks at a record-breaking, earth-shattering motherfucker of a 26 minutes. And for a vast majority of that 26 minutes, you just see this static TV screen and this green text telling you how awesome you are. I'm dead serious. This is like 8 minutes of it. Just think what you could have done today instead. You could have found a cure for cancer. You could have found an alternate fuel source that didn't need dead dinosaurs. You could have had a hit grunge album. You could have seen the sun for once. Hey, you know, that bright orange ball that seems to hang around the sky during the day. So what are you waiting for? Go have a life. Get out of those superhero pajamas and do something. Feel the sunshine on your phosphorescent burned face. You're done. You came. I have a fetish for TV static. You saw. I won. There's a whole section where they show you like concepts and storyboards and stuff like that. And you know, if this was a good game, I'd care, but I really, really don't. Well, when Gex came out, it turned out it got positive reception, positive reviews, and critical great reception like a television. It was even voted the best game on the 3DO. Compared to what? This?
Take your damn clothes off!
You could have a game about a Chinese midget hermaphrodite stripper defecating on a dead cow and you'd still be better than whatever the shit was on the 3DO. You put that against a talking gecko is gonna look pretty good. And I mean, why not a talking gecko? Worked out pretty good for these people. But yeah, y'all, I tried to like this game. I know it's considered the good 3DO game, but it's still mediocre and aggravated the shit out of me in a lot of places. And you know what's bad? There's 2 more of these damn games. So I'm not done reviewing. You know what? No. I am. I'm done reviewing. I'm not reviewing these other games. Fuck those games. If they're as bad as this other game, I ain't no way I'm gonna...
You know, if I did do Gex 2 and 3, people could make the joke that you got Gex 2 working, man, before you got Bloodborne PC. And I always love to see Souls fans suffer. Not really, it's just a running joke. So this is the Raid Shadow Legends video. Not a sponsorship, not an ad, but the actual game itself, I actually played it. And the reason I did that was because I found out that there was a PC port of Raid Shadow Legends, and I said, oh shit, I can actually make a review of this. That would be the funniest crap in the world. And nobody watched it. You know what's funny, and you can tell this when you watch the video, I didn't even know what a gacha game was. I didn't really understand how mobile games worked at the time, or like what idle games or any of that shit was, because I didn't play that stuff at all. But now I know about all that stuff, and it's funny to watch me just like completely ignorant, not knowing anything about these type of games, just slog through it and just be so pissed at it.
This video is sponsored by nobody. Let's tear into this shit. What am I doing? What am I doing? You know what I feel like I'm doing? Downloading malware intentionally. Dollar Shave Club VPN, that's me, kids. If you follow me and click the link on the description that's not actually there, you get absolutely nothing. This is the first, last, and only time I'm opening this damn thing. Starting this new channel off with a bang, aren't we? You've heard the spiel, you've heard the scripted bullshit, you've heard of this damn game, and you've had it shoved down your throat harder than a horse cock on 500 Viagras. Anyway, if you clicked on this video, you're as curious as I am. Or maybe you just like to torture yourself as much as I do. So what is this abomination of mankind that's on literally every fucking YouTube video?
But before that,
This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
I deeply hate you all.
Raid Shadow Legends. Man, it feels dirty to even have that come out of my mouth. Oh, it's some freaking mobile game RPG thing. And apparently they got millions of dollars worth of advertising sunk into this shit. Man, if they would have marketed Bubsy half as good as they market Raid Shadow Legends, he probably would have did better. Would have still been shit, but it sold more. They're making every YouTuber feed us this crap. How did that spill go again?
The most immersive RPG experience you'll find on a smartphone anywhere. Forget everything you think you know about mobile games, because Raid is going to change it all. The game is totally free. It's got an amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, PvP battles, and hundreds of champions to collect and customize.
Four-year-old that fucked a gerbil.
John, buddy, I love you, but this video is literally called Buying Dumb Things Online. So let's dive into this rabbit hole that is Raid Shadow Legends. Oh, I hate even saying it. I gotta say it enough so where it's out of my mind. Raid Shadow Legends, free shower curtain. So apparently the developer is some Israeli company called Plarium. They were founded in 2009, and ever since then they've made nothing but Facebook games and mobile games. Not one console release, not one PC release, just mobile bullshit. Until recently, when they ported Raid Shadow Legends to PC. That's why I'm bothering to fuck with it, because I wasn't about to play this shit on my damn iPhone. But apparently they have made billions of fucking dollars on these damn mobile and Facebook games, because people from fucking Wired UK and a bunch of other companies have said that they're just like gigantic. And you don't need me to tell you that that money is coming from microtransactions.
Money!
My question is, who are these people that are playing these games and getting so far into them that they gotta pay
Money!
to play them? This ain't fucking Farmville. Granny's not paying $50 to play Raid Shadow Legends, especially when they can be like that one grandma that plays Skyrim. I bet Todd Howard calls her mommy. Okay, it just got through downloading. Hey, it's got a launcher. That's nice. More shit that I gotta install. I'll put that right next to Uplay, Origin, Rockstar, Steam, GOG Galaxy, GOG Galaxy, whatever. I call it GOG. Are there more? I feel like there's more. Okay, it's been 3 minutes of me screaming and hollering. I gotta actually play this fucking thing now. Raid Shadow Legends. More like Load Asset Legends. It's been about half an hour of this shit. As soon as you start the game up for the first time, it immediately starts lying to you. It makes you think you're going to start into this, like, story mode where you got all these characters that seem to all have their own personalities and stuff. You know, like an RPG game. So you click on bad guys, listen to cutscenes, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, okay. So this actually looks like a game of some kind. Not a great game, but too early to call it shit.
Every dragon has a weak spot. If I can hit it just right.
Okay, that's kinda funny. But trust me, that's the only interesting part of this entire game is that one fucking scene. And it kinda lays down the law of how the whole game is going to play out. These characters mean absolutely nothing. Nada. These are actually the characters you're going to select as your own main character, and soon that won't matter either. Because throughout the game, you're going to collect a shitload of other characters, and no, they won't have any personality either. So what all of these little stats mean? Well, Whoa, I'm not reading all that. You might make fun of me for saying that, but soon you'll realize I didn't have to read any of this. You literally do not even have to know how to play the game to play the game. What's funny is it does have a story, but it's just like copy-paste World of Warcraft fanfiction.txt. Many moons had passed since the War of Duesenberg, headed by the great evil Lord Maserati. But within the ruins of the great village Dingleberry, one chosen hero with a PP hard as a sword would swing the magic cock to defeat Lord Maserati and save the kingdom of Duesenberger. The brave knight, sir, asks for your money a lot. It does have a battle system of sorts. In fact, it looks like they put a lot of effort into it. That's the thing. Everything looks complicated. Looks like a lot of work was put into it. But let me tell you something about the gameplay mechanics they put over the gameplay mechanics. In fact, I came up with a word for them. Anti-gameplay mechanics. This game, oh my god, it takes every literal definition of the phrase hold your hand and personifies it into this little electronic gizmo we call a video game. There is a long-ass tutorial, which, by the way, I had to stop playing because the game had to download some more. I was halfway through the tutorial and had to do this. But during the tutorial, it tells you all about these battle and gameplay mechanics that you gotta go through, and how the enemies work, and how your attacks work, and how the inventory works, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, wow, they really put some work into this. There's a lot going on in this game. Yes, there is, but you ain't gotta worry about all that. Just put it on auto. Yes. Auto. Yeah, it's not the first RPG to have an auto feature on it. Even Earthbound had that. But it was a little bit more slow-paced, and you still had to keep an eye on it somewhat. This game, not only can you turn it on auto, but you can also turn up the speed of the game so it will play faster. Imagine playing Pokemon on an emulator. Yeah, I could just stop right there. And you went in the emulation settings and turned the emulator speed all the way up. And then you just turn on auto fire for one of the buttons, like the A button or something. And then you sit something really heavy on top of that one button and go take a shit. Or if I just made videos that are nothing but a furry with his arms crossed. And if that ain't enough, get ready for this. They make it to where it's easy for you to farm experience points. You see this right here that says multi-battle on it? You can play the same stage over and over and over, up to 15 times over, and it will even keep going if all your characters die. It will just play the next turn again. You've heard of Luigi winning by doing absolutely nothing? That's this entire game. Set it on auto and let the game play itself. You don't need to put any effort into this. You don't have to strategize. You're too powerful anyway, so your regular attacks just work. You literally do not have to try in this game at all. I don't have to try making these videos, but I still try to make them look somewhat visually appealing. I gotta do something. I talk too slow and too long. The game holds your hand and does everything for you, even upgrading your weapons. It's got this thing that's kind of a gamble where you gamble some of your money, the in-game money, mind you, but we'll get to that in a bit. And if the shit works, you upgrade your weapon to a different level. Technically, you do still have to click on a few things to get to the weapon upgrade, but you can make it automatically upgrade to a certain level. So even if it fails a couple of times, it will just try again. So there's almost no reason to just steadily push the button and gamble. And it takes even more of that sense of accomplishment out of this game. Because it's not you doing it, it's the game. The game is playing itself. Technically, the game doesn't need you at all. That's the future of gaming right there. Games that play theirself. They don't even need you. Just like my parents didn't want me. And at the very start of the game, you can just go ahead and make yourself completely OP. You can fuck up the balance of the difficulty and everything like that by upgrading the weapons until they can't be upgraded no more. Cut on that multi-battle bullshit and boom, the game just plays. The game hardly ever needs you at all. I tell you what the game wants from you from time to time. Yeah, you was waiting for me to get to that, wasn't you? I must have clicked X on 20 windows of shit trying to sell me these little gems and bullshit for the game, like $30, $40, $50. Look, you could spend $100 on this game in multiple ways. What the shit? No wonder these people make so much damn money. These fucking microtransaction things are just a bigger cash cow than arcade machines ever were. Have you ever thought about that? Like, arcades could be considered the old version of microtransactions. And just put another quarter in and you can play again. Like, imagine if putting a quarter in Pac-Man makes you play Pac-Man, but putting 75 cents in gives you a health bar. And putting $10 in gives Pac-Man a fucking hat. This could almost be a rant on DLC in general, but the fact that it costs so damn much on some of these platforms is just, it's just crazy, especially on mobile. It's highway robbery. How is this even legal? It's not a slot machine. It's not gonna throw money back at you. You just keep putting money in. I'll throw $100 at a slot machine before I will a fucking mobile game on my damn iPhone. Not just because I'm a compulsive gambler, but because I have sense. I have sense and I want dollars. There's a boomer joke for you. Okay, let's be honest with each other. What do you think of when you think of a good RPG? You think of something like Final Fantasy, maybe. Final Fantasy, especially the early ones, throw you right into the action, and you have to start thinking about how you're going to take care of these enemies that are coming after you. You got all these moves, and you got all these different characters that do all kind of different things, and each character and each move has a reason to be. You have to think about the choices you make when you're fighting somebody, because your enemy could be weak or could be resilient to whatever you throw at it. And the more you fight, the more you level up, the more powerful you become, and it feels like an experience. It feels like something that you're accomplishing. You worked for all that. It's part of the adventure. Your character has gained experience, and you as a gamer have gotten experience from playing. It's almost like work almost. But the key to a good game is to not make it feel like work. Feel like you're accomplishing something. Make it feel fun. Make it feel exciting. You're putting strength and personality into these special characters, and it's all worth it to be able to take on Uncle Big Bad at the top of that castle. Does Raid Shadow Legends have any of that shit going on? If it did, I wouldn't be making this video. You know how their motto is, forget everything you thought a mobile game was? No, this is everything a mobile game is. This is the epitome of mobile game. Boring gameplay, what little there is of that. Microtransactions up the asshole. Less effort put into making an actual entertaining game that you can sit there and play for hours, and more effort put into finding other ways to pull money out of your pocket. That is every mobile game that was designed from the ground up to be a mobile game, period. Raid Shadow Legends, just like every other big mobile game, is a scam. So yeah, it's everything you thought it was. And I wasted a whole bunch of my life sitting here recording this video, recording gameplay footage for this video, just to tell you what you already thought this game was. Every one of you YouTubers who backed this game should be ashamed of yourself. And I know I'm losing an opportunity to get money here, but let's be honest, they weren't going to sponsor me. My accent is not their demographic. Maybe I'll holler at World of Tanks next, make them mad at me. But anyway, that's me. I'm Stu. That's this video.
You know, people have asked me where that I deeply hate you all came from. That's Pyro Cynical. He did a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship ad, and that's actually what he said at the end of it. So, yeah. You know, if I actually did a sponsorship of some kind, you know what I would love to do? Like fucking Wayne did on Wayne's World, where I do the sponsorship, but I make a bunch of fucking jokes throughout it, like, this man has no penis. Real OGs that know their Stu history know that I tried to do a sponsorship one time and it turned out it was a complete fucking scam. So yeah, nah. My man sent me what he said was a PDF, but it was a screensaver file. And I looked that up later and it turned out, as it turns out, those scammers use screensaver files to get into your computer. I don't remember the last time I've used a screensaver, but it was probably that one with the haunted house on Windows 98 1998 that makes sound effects that scare the piss out of you randomly? The next one is the Kidnapped Princess video, and I was surprised how good this one did. This was a video game that literally nobody knew about but maybe like 10 people in the world and my YouTube poop buddies. But this one YouTube poop that my buddy made of this video game turned into like an underground sensation, and a lot of YouTube poopers say that this is one of their favorite poops in the world. It's kind of a hard video to find now, but I think on the video I put a link in the description to find it. I think it's unlisted or something like that, but you can still find it. I think I called this video the most obscure point and click, because if I just called it the Kidnapped Princess, literally nobody was going to see it. Now I've got a whole bunch of my fans telling me, food and go to the kitchen, bitch. Here's the Kidnapped Princess.
Y'all, listen. Most of the people watching this video have no idea, okay? You don't know. Here's the thing. This may not be the rarest game in the world. This may not be the most valuable game in the world. And it's definitely not a popular game. But it is, I think, it could very well be the most obscure point-and-click adventure game that was ever put on the PC. Ever. This is it. You have never played this game. No. Shut up. You haven't. No. You've never played this game before. Nobody, for the most part, even knows that this game exists. If you Google it, you don't see, like, any forum post on some retro game forum saying, hey, you remember this game? And everybody's like, yeah, or no, or yay, or nay, you know. No, there's none of those. Literally none of the 4 pages of Google search results had fucking a forum on it, except for two people who had, in 2010, had recently heard about this game and never had any knowledge about it before, and now wanted the game. And the reason they wanted that game is because of a little event that happened in 2010, which blew the YouTube poop community away.
Food. Go to the kitchen.
Crunchy, munchy, delightful, divine. I just love eating, shitting all of the time.
When the king is in his county, damn the queen is in county.
Oh no, you didn't. You know, I once watched the king.
Muggins!
I'll do the work, and you take the dick in the bus.
Exactly!
Trolls need lots of things to troll to make their sad small lives complete.
Okay, so the vast majority of my audience know what YouTube poop is, so I don't have to explain that for you. But in 2010, a wonderful person named Insector made that video I just showed you there, and it's a lot longer than what I showed. It pained me to edit it down. So a lot of my subs are jumping up and down, yay, yay, yay about this, but some of you who are watching this video have no idea what this is and what this is about. So this is a super obscure budget bargain bin PC game by the name of, get ready for this, Only the Brave Can Rescue the Kidnapped Princess. You think that title's long enough? It was made in 1997 by some company called Omni Media, which specialized in budget bargain bin PC games. Most of the game was designed by a guy named Martin Koronka, I hope I'm saying that right, who apparently wrote, directed, did the art design and music of this game. He almost made the whole game. Now that's all that I learned from reading the CD, which by the way comes with a soundtrack. And apparently there was a special edition of this game that not only had a soundtrack, but it also had stickers, a playbook, a cassette version of the soundtrack with the CD, and the box itself was a little toy castle. Well, they really wanted this to be something special, didn't they? In fact, they showed this game off at E3 in 1997. I know this because I found an ancient article on an ancient website from June 1st, 1997, saying people that owned the website did an interview with Omni Media, and they were talking about how they had this brand new game called Mystery of the Missing Princess, which was the American version of the Kidnapped Princess. I know this because if you search Only the Brave Can Rescue the Kidnapped Princess PC game on Google, you get next to nothing. It was only when I searched its alternate title did I find search results. Like, no wonder nobody's heard of this game. They don't even know what it's called. And you want to know what's worse? When you turn the game on, it says this.
Welcome to the Kidnapped Princess from Omnimedia.
I know hackers with less aliases than this. What is the name of this game? Well, my physical copy is called Mystery of the Missing Princess. But for sanity's sake and because it rolls off the tongue better, it's going to be called Kidnapped Princess.
That's your name.
Hi, kids. Strap yourselves in, because here we go. So right off the bat, the graphics look like Great Value King's Quest. We start off with a bit of a long intro cutscene, as these point-and-clicks do. Wait, back up. This duck has seen shit. Did I mention this has a soundtrack?
King was nowhere to be seen. His castle was quite bare. The queen and all her entourage vanished in thin air.
Ew, that stock Windows MIDI drum and that horrible guitar playing sounds like I made it in Mixcraft in 5 minutes. I have explosive diarrhea and I'm proud. Also, do we have anybody in here that remembers the unfitting music fad? Well, I've got something for that.
Keep your sword beside you and guard against attack. Round every corner, danger.
Okay, I don't know what music fits somebody just walking beside somebody, but that's not it. So the plot of this game is pretty simple. You basically have to find out where a princess went off to. Now, to do this, you have to guide a duck around JPEGs of a castle. The voice of this wizard guy will pop up now and again to tell you things he wants you to find. It's almost like a little scavenger hunt in a point-and-click game. When you find the area or the thing he wants you to find, a cutscene will play.
Where's my supper?
It's ready, dear. I may look like I taste good, but I don't. Well, Lucky, you'll do for another time.
Okay, these people are fucked up. This duck is obviously their pet, and for supper they're going to cook their damn pet?
Roscoe, I swear the moment I run out of pizza rolls.
Paige, fetch my daughter.
I'll fetch the girl that's loved the most from mountaintop to long flat coast.
Yeah, there's this one guy that every time he talks, he sings with a crappy Windows MIDI behind him. His name is Jonathan the Page. Wonder if he's related to Stephen Page.
Hooba dooba dooba hooba gooba!
You're having a stew.
What? What are you looking at me for?
Go to the kitchen.
Bitch. I'm sorry, I can't unhear it. One thing I should note is the sound director of this got every CD of the Hanna-Barbera sound effects library, and damn it, he's going to use every sound. Right here, there must be 20 sound effects in this one scene.
Yeah.
Rest his soul, but I don't think Kitty0706 had this many sounds. Even Mike Mozart's going, dude, quit.
Now, where would I hide a note? Come to think of it, I'd probably choose the kitchen.
Now and again, you do get to play as the characters in the game. Moving them is kind of weird. You don't use the arrow keys and you don't click on a location. It depends where your mouse cursor is at on the screen where your character moves. Who came up with that dumb idea? Interactive designer Robert Mettler. Well, Robert, fuck you. Another weird thing is, especially in this kitchen, there's a couple of doors that don't actually go anywhere. You can't click on them. Was this game not finished or something? And back to the weird sound effects again. Listen to when the wizard talks.
I'd like your magisterial holiness to consider various aspects of the English language.
When I first heard this, I thought the wizard had like a lisp or something, but it turns out that's the sound effect of his beard going up and down.
I think that an appreciation of those words...
For real, why did that need a sound effect? Now he sounds like he has a lisp. Which is aggravating because I can't stand people with weird habits or tics in their voice. Oh. Now that we've wasted enough time in this video, I think it's time we get to the part that made this game amazing.
Food has always been the king's strongest point.
Crunchy, munchy, delightful, divine. I just love eating all of the time.
Take a look at this jolly fuck who will eat literally anything that's put in front of him.
I love my food, all of my food.
Listen, this needs to be an animated GIF that gets spammed everywhere.
Isn't there any more?
And now a duck covered in horse shit.
Yuck! That is revolting.
You notice something missing here? Gameplay. There's not really much gameplay in this game other than the scavenger hunt part, at least for a while.
I said not now, Longsword.
Yeah, this guy here, his name is Longsword. He better have a long sword. He ain't much to look at. You know what they say about people with long swords? No, I'm asking, what do they say about people with long swords?
That king's one of those guys, you know.
Well, Muggins.
Oh, we're just gonna interrupt the duck? Oh, okay. The game does get janky sometimes, and I wonder if this is an error in the game or if my emulator isn't acting quite right. Like, watch what happens here.
Kinging and things. Sometimes I'll find I'm
Search his room.
What the hell happened there? It's like she was going to sing a song and changed her mind?
Stop that. You're not going into a song while I'm here.
Speaking of songs, the wizard Muggins also has his own song in the game that you get to listen to, if you want to. And it has this one particular lyric in it that I swear he says, well, just listen.
Had a burr of rabbit's fur.
What?
Rabbit's fur, rabbit's fur, rabbit's fur.
Jeez, I didn't expect to hear that in a kid's game. I just imagine this guy grabbing up a rabbit and, I need my brain cleaned out.
I think he'd rather not go down there.
So after what seems like hours of cutscenes, we finally get to a part where we actually get to play the game. It doesn't totally spell it out for you, but what you've got to do is highlight all the roads and find out which one has the sound of hoofbeats from a horse. As it turns out, you don't actually die in this game. There's no lives or anything, so if you mess up, you get to try again.
Get yourselves in walking gear, cause this is one path that is clear.
Oh yeah, remember that guy? Yeah, you're gonna see a lot more of him now. The good news is, now that they're finally out of the castle and moving around and stuff, we finally get to parts of the game that we can play.
Where are my armies?
Just above your handies.
This part isn't too hard. You just get the right pieces for the drawbridge and put it all together. It's all like a little Rube Goldberg machine.
That troll is a truly horrid beast.
I think everybody has that one somebody that can make that a reference to. And here we are again, moving the mouse cursor to make the king walk. You get used to it, but that doesn't make it less weird.
I don't need luck. No!
On this part, you're just trying to find a merchant that sells what the troll wants, and then when you give it to him, you can go past him.
Cream cakes.
Okay. The next thing you have to do is get the troll some teeth, which is weird enough, but you have to go to a dentist to get them, and this happens.
Will you let this man have your teeth? He says yes.
Well, I will never trust another dentist as long as I live. I'm going British, baby. So throughout most of this game, it's been pretty easy, pretty slow-paced, and, you know, you can't die in the game, so it's not like it's hard or anything. And even though most of the game is like that, there's one spot that is not. And there is no fucking excuse for this one part of the game to be so bullshit.
See how we're gonna get up there.
Got no elevating powers, no means of climbing tall stone towers.
Why can't you talk like the rest of us? A mangonel?
So there's this mini game where you have to put all the characters on a catapult and get them to fall inside of the tower up there.
You can go first then, Jonathan.
Well, who's going to go first then?
You can go first then, Jonathan.
When you're ready, then I figure you'll press down on that old trigger.
When I press down on this old trigger, I will catapult this. Guys, come on, I'm better than that. Anyway, it took me a while to figure out how this catapult thing works, but here's the deal. You can hold down on the mouse button and adjust how powerful the catapult flings somebody, and you can also angle the catapult in different directions. That's simple enough, but here's where it gets complicated. You see that flag on top of the tower? There's wind in this game, and the wind blows in the direction that flag is going. Now, they put that flag there to tell you which direction the wind is is blowing so you can compensate for where the wind is blowing and move the catapult accordingly. But it only gives you like a small idea of where to aim. And depending on how powerful you pull the catapult back, it may not even work. So after about 30 minutes of this, I finally realized what's going on for real in the game. There's no set spot on where the catapult is going to land your character, and it changes every time whether you win or lose. And here's where it gets complicated. There's 4 different ways to power up the catapult, and then there's 7 different ways to aim it. That means there is 28 different combinations of ways to shoot the catapult. So the game chooses one of those 28 combinations as the only way that you can win with that character, and it changes each fucking time you lose. So in reality, the flag doesn't tell you jack shit. You have a 1 in 28 chance of doing this right. I must have been on this one mini game for about an hour or so. I finally quit recording. The flag is barely a hint at all, really. It's all luck and it's just bull crap. Robert Mettler, kiss my fucking ass. Oh, by the way, I did finally beat it.
I'm just disappointed. I thought we were going to find her, and all we get is a long walk.
You're just worried about the baseball.
Well, there's that as well.
The next minigame involves some platforming, almost similar to Frogger. It wasn't too hard. My only complaint with it is you have to be right smack dab in the center of the platform or you're going to fall down. And this is where trying to get this to run on modern hardware rears its ugly head. Look at these spiders. They look like they've been in a big jug of Monster Energy drink. It also happened on this minigame where you're supposed to click on the places that aren't making any sound. Look at those clouds going 900 miles an hour. Is Hurricane Andrew here? Well, as it turns out, the reason it's doing that is something that a lot of old Windows games used to do. Some of the things in the game are actually reliant on the speed of the CPU, and when you've got a CPU that's like 3 gigahertz and quad core, shit like this happens. You would have thought running this in Windows 98 and VMware would have been enough to make it run right, but no, I also had to download a CPU throttler and put it inside the virtual machine. After I did that, this quit doing that. And it was thanks to doing that that I was able to actually complete this minigame, which is hell on your eyes. Oh my god. It's still running a little fast, but you should see it when it's not throttled. Oh my god, it will kill you. Look at how they tried to do a 3D perspective with all these little 2D sprites going past. So the only goal to this is to get from one end of the river to the other end. And you don't have to restart if you hit the side of the river. It's no big deal. You can just keep going. Without CPU throttling, it just infinitely hit the sides of the stream, but now you can actually control it.
Are we going a little fast?
A little fast? Do you want to see what it looked like before? Okay. Oh shit, it's making me sick just to look at it. Oh my god. Wait a minute. What? I can't turn it off. But is it getting faster? Turn it off. Get it out of here. Oh shit, is that? We're going too fast. Ah! Wait, guys, hold up. What? He won't return our calls? Oh, so apparently we cannot afford to have Michael J. Fox on here, so never mind.
It's not that I'm impressed by big bulging muscles and sharp shiny swords.
So here's the final scene in the game where you have control of what's going on. This is considered like, I guess, the final boss of the game. It's the last minigame, at least. You fight a whole bunch of soldiers by clicking on them with the magic wand there. And you see all those shields there at the bottom? You're supposed to look at the shirts they're wearing and click on the ones that have the right shields. I don't know. I guess they ran out of ideas. Also, listen to this audio. Oh, dear God, make it stop. Make it stop. Please, dear God in heaven, make it stop. I made it stop. And now we are bearing witness to the ending of this game. A very long ending, but an ending. Now, are you ready for the Hideo Kojima-style twist at the end of this freaking story? Who kidnapped the kidnapped princess?
You mean you've known where she was all along?
Well, yes, actually, I have.
Right. Got no choice then. Let's get on with it.
Dude, I wish that's what happened.
You're not going to chop my head off?
Of course not! Just tell me where she is.
At the castle.
So here's the deal. All the little scavenger hunting and gameplay we've been having where we click on shit inside the castle, all of this happened after the events and the cutscenes and the minigames. This cutscene shows the queen telling the duck to go to the castle and look for the princess, and this is actually where the game starts. And where's the princess been all this time? In her fucking bedroom.
You've found her.
I'd better go and take off this silly armor. Besides, I think I need the bathroom.
It was you!
Me, Your Majesty?
Yes, you, Longsword! Well, who then?
It was us. I love Sir Longsword, Sir Willoughby, Herringbone, Scrunchel Longsword, Knight of the Order of St. Hilda, patron saint of abandoned hedgehogs. Yes, Mother, I love him, and he loves me.
Wait a minute, she loves the nerdy guy, the longsword guy? How long is his sword?
You faked the kidnap? Well, I suppose he has got his own teeth.
His own teeth and a wonderful stamp collection.
So the princess was not kidnapped. Longsword dude and the princess planned all this because... plot. And so the king goes to watch the Super Bowl on his medieval TV.
Hurry up, man, it's getting exciting!
Longsword's middle name must be Big Balls because he went up to the king and asked him if he can marry the princess. And he says yes because he wants to watch the game.
Oh, don't get sentimental on me. The game's starting!
Bunny snap.
Smudger.
Bunny snap.
Smudger.
Bunny snap.
Smudger.
I feel sick.
Okay, her reaction was kind of funny. And it's here that the game comes to a close, and I'm here to say I'm probably the only person on God's green earth that has ever completed the kidnapped princess, at least on record.
Marvelous! Well done! You've solved the mystery of the missing princess. But I suppose you think you've finished. Well, you have done well, but there are many other puzzle combinations, tricks, songs, animations yet to be enjoyed. And then there's the castle itself. Why not keep searching?
So now the game is over, or is it? Now the game has turned you loose and you can now play whatever cutscene or minigame you want. So there it is. That is the kidnapped princess. Only the brave can save the kidnapped princess. Mystery of the missing princess. Whatever the hell this game is called. From what I've been able to research, this was Omni Media's last game, and they went bankrupt soon after. So I guess this game was such a gigantic failure and everything was riding on this game being good, it broke them. It's kind of sad, really. It's an independent, small team of developers wanting to make little games on what was probably a shoestring budget. Like, imagine if Toby Fox and Undertale never would have become famous. This game was made by one or two people for the most part. Undertale was made by only a couple of people. Mostly one. But that's the video game industry for you. You either make it or you don't. And it's not like this game was really all that good. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not. I would say it's mediocre. There's really not much to it. It's less of a game, really, and it's more of an interactive story. And I think that's really what hurts it. But there again, how would that hurt it? Because nobody bought it to even find out if it was bad or not. It really is the little game that couldn't. And it's sad stories like this that make me have to tell you guys this. Guys, if you see an indie game that looks even the least bit entertaining, even if you've never heard of it before, never heard of the people before, but it looks just somewhat relevant to your interests, especially if it's got a free demo, try it out. Give them a chance. Just one sale makes all the difference to a small developer. While I'm making this show, Working Man Games, it's going to be my mission to devote every now and then an episode that's just about indie games or ones that I think will become really big or need to become really big. That's why I do stuff like the Ricky and Vicky episode and the Combustion episode. That's stuff I wanted to see go somewhere. And I tell you what, if you know somebody who's a game developer or you're a game developer, you've got a little game that you want featured, don't hesitate to ask me. Or more importantly, if you know of a Steam game or an itch.io game or any other game like that that may not be on a game store or something that a small developer has come up with, has got maybe like less than 100 followers on Twitter or some shit like that, tell me about it. I want to see it. I want to see if it's any good. We need to help each other out. We don't want another sad story like this game. Yeah, this game wasn't all that great. It's even sadder that nobody in the entire universe hardly ever played it. So nobody even got to know that it was bad. So guys, that's your assignment for the day. Tell me about some indie games. Also, tell other people about indie games. Tell everybody you know about some game that you know nobody but probably you know about. We need to minimize sad shit like this. And with that, the show is over. Oh my God, this took longer than I thought it was going to take. Well, guys, that's it for this video.
It sure is. That just reminds me, I've got a whole bunch of indie games in the backlog I've got to check out. I've actually gotten some free keys from a couple of people, and I said I was going to check it out one day, and I never got around to it, and I bet they're pissed at me. I mean, I do stream them sometimes, but barely anybody watches that, so I do make enough money off the streaming to still do it, though, and that's why I've kind of still been doing it. So, the Tiny Toons video. So, I don't remember very much about this video, honestly. There's not very much to say about this one. I played Tiny Toons 2 on the NES when I was a kid, and I kind of wanted to share my pain with that game, and I'd never played the first one before, so I said, hell, I'll try it out while I'm doing this. I had always intended to go back and do the other Tiny Toons games, like the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games and stuff like that, and a lot of people have asked me to do the PlayStation games because they're fucking terrible. I actually played the SNES and the Genesis games a whole bunch, actually, and I liked those. But here we go. Here's Tiny Toons NES. People have asked me who that other artist is you see on here sometimes that does the thumbnails and some of the little art in the backgrounds. That's my friend Mad Fox Hatter. He also goes by Howling Mad Fox. He's kind of a professional animator. He does a lot of stuff for like reanimated stuff and like stuff like that. He's pretty cool. I actually haven't talked to him in a while. I hope he's doing all right.
I'm gonna be upfront with you guys. I didn't like Tiny Toons as a kid. Yeah, I know. What little I watched of it as a kid didn't hold my attention, and there was a lot of things that really annoyed me, and honestly, the theme song was one of them. I'm sorry, the intro's not good. It's one of those cartoons that makes it too obvious you're watching a kid's show. I know I'm going to get massive amounts of shit for all that, but I gotta be honest, you know? And of course, that was all when I was a kid. Now I respect what it did, what it broke ground in and everything. It's a well-written show with well-written jokes, but to me, Tiny Toons will always be the cartoon that laid the groundwork for Animaniacs. That's the cartoon I liked. I thought it was just written so much better, and the jokes were a little bit more mature. Not very much more, but it was just different. With that said, I'm a dumbass because Tiny Toons was part of a lot of people's lives, and it was extremely successful. Successful enough that there was a slew of video games made for it. If it was a major 8 or 16-bit console, it probably had a Tiny Toons game. And there was a very high chance it was made by Konami. Man, I really miss when Konami was cool. I think they've been shit for so long, now there's people who have grown up playing video games who have never seen a good Konami game. Now I go to casinos and I see Konami-branded slot machines, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't want to bet 100. Give me my fucking money back, you piece of shit. But yeah, Konami made a whole bunch of these games, and I was lucky enough to actually own some of them as a kid. I probably owned them because there weren't any good Bugs Bunny games. Or was there? Future video? But let's go ahead and rapid fire this shit, knock them out quick. Let's do Tiny Toon Adventures on the NES. I didn't have this game as a kid, but after playing it, I kind of wish I did. It's not bad. Montana Max has kidnapped Babs Bunny and is gonna feed her to a giant shark.
What'd I say about the giant shark? I said, no giant shark.
And the rest writes itself. Basically what you got is a pretty Mario-inspired side-scroller. You can get a heart, which gives you an extra hit, just like the mushroom. Buster can run pretty damn fast. So fast, in fact, it's hard to see what's going on. Or maybe my play-in's as bad as my reflexes. Slow. We got a picture of Plucky Duck down here on the bottom. Now, what's that about? Well, at the beginning of the game, you can choose a second character to play as. Plucky, Dizzy, or Furball. Plucky can glide by tapping the jump button. Dizzy can spin And Furball can do kind of a wall jump. I ended up being Furball the most because the wall jump lets you be a scumbag and cheat a lot of the level. So on my first playthrough of this, I got through the second stage, I went through this door, and then Elmira shows up, and I figure, okay, she's a boss, I'll jump on her head. And what's this? Oh, I'm dead? Oh, I guess you can't jump on her head. Despite the fact that this game has been teaching me to jump on enemy heads. Alright, no biggie, I'll just try again. Oh, we're back at the character select screen. Okay, I'll select somebody, I guess. Okay, apparently I don't have this footage recorded, but it sent me back to the first stage. And no, I didn't game over. Let's look at the footage again. I clearly had 3 lives. I didn't game over. Apparently, if Elmira catches you, she takes you back to the first stage of the level. Let me go ahead and put another bullet in my Russian roulette gun. So I go back to this quote-unquote boss fight, and I'm just jumping around going, oh shit, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? It won't let me do anything. I can't jump on her head. What am I supposed... Uh-huh. So you're just supposed to avoid her until the exit pops up. Does that make any sense? Nope. Hey, check out what passes as a boo in this game. It's the pumpkin-headed guy from Monster Party. Don't pick on him. Well, it turns out Elmira wasn't the boss. This is the boss, Gene Splicer, on a freaking skateboard. And guess how you take her out? You jump on her fucking head. Make up your mind, game. At least if she kills me, I can start back over. It doesn't put me at the first level again. The boss really isn't all that hard. It just took me for a ride that Elmira can't be jumped on the head, but this thing can. This game has the most bipolar rules. The only boss I really had any real trouble with was this monkey. You're not supposed to attack him directly. You're supposed to kill all his children. That's metal. And every time you do that, somehow that makes a block of his platform go down. Making platforms disappear to make a monkey fall down. Now, where have I heard that before? Oh, that's right. I fell off a ladder yesterday cutting limbs. I'm okay, but I'm bleeding out of one eye. Here's the only part in this entire game that thoroughly pissed me off. You're supposed to go up this elevator while a bunch of not bullet bills violently gang rape you with bullets. I can safely say if I was playing this on a real NES, there is no fucking way I could have done this part. So I have 9 lives, and I did die 9 times. And when you game over, you go back to 3 lives, and I died 6 more times. So this would have taken 3 game overs before I finally would have got this. And that's assuming I don't die at any other part of the game in the first of the last level. Which is actually pretty aggravating too, because you have these night guards that throw shit at you, and the lights keep going on and off. I did beat Montana Max, the final boss, and that might actually be the easiest boss in the game. And this ending shows you how much inspiration they got from Super Mario 3, you know, with the curtain and everything. And that's the first Tiny Toons game. Not too bad. Now, I didn't have that game as a kid. I had the second one. The second one is Trouble in Wacky Land. This is the NES Tiny Toons that I'm familiar with. I had this. The story goes that an amusement... Wait, what? Why? Whoa. Is that what I think? It is. Oh, fuck me in the ass. Okay, y'all, don't worry about it. I'm a pro. I know how to deal with this. I'll fix this. Boom, fixed. So I gotta take it off. I'm sorry. An amusement park got built in Acme Acres, and Buster gets an invite to it. But it's owned by Montana Max, who's put a bunch of traps in the rides because bad guy. On this one, you've got a stage select, and all but one of the stages is already unlocked for you. You need tickets to get on the rides, and that's what counts as your lives in the game. You can get more tickets by going to the ticket booth. The way you get tickets is by getting points. And you get those points by doing basically anything in the game. It sounds complicated, except it doesn't, and it's not. To get to the final stage of the Funhouse, you need either 50 normal tickets or what they call gold tickets, and you get those gold tickets by completing a stage. Now here's the beauty part. You can get these gold tickets more than once on a stage, so you don't necessarily have to play every single stage, which is great because I fucking hate the roller coaster level. I might as well show you this one first because it's the worst one. Get it? Worst is first. I rhymed. It's funny. Laugh, damn it! You stand on the platform and try not to hit anything, but you need lightning fast reflexes, and before you know it, you're dead as a hammer. Do you know how dead a hammer is? Well, it's not alive, is it? It's dead. You're dead. Dead as the hammer, because the hammer is dead. That's all I'm going to say about the roller coaster level. All you do is die. I hate it. Next level. You know what? No, I'm not done. They give you the ability to flip over so you can dodge more shit, but you don't get the choice of which way you flip. Sometimes you'll flip left, sometimes you'll flip right. It depends on which way you're going. Notice how I keep showing you the same spot in the game? It's because this is where I keep dying. There's 2 enemies, there's 2 blocks in the way, and there's 2 blocks on the bottom there. Hell, that's just too much damn shit to keep track of when you're going 100 miles a damn hour. If you get to this fucking stage without any save states, pat yourself on the fucking back, dude. This is some I wanna be the Toon shit. The next level is one where you're furball on a water slide level. It's almost the same premise as the roller coaster level, except it is a lot easier. Memorize everything that's coming at you and don't get hit. There's also a little elevator platform thing where you just go up and down and try not to get hit by anything. And I swear, I don't know if I just suck, but I think there's just one spot where you just have to take the hit. The hitbox on these spikes is kinda odd. Or maybe I just suck. That's very possible. Then you're Hampton on top of a moving train trying to take out bad guys, and no, you cannot jump on their heads. But you do have this awkward kick that works pretty good. This one's not too hard. The only thing that'll really fuck you over in it is sometimes the train will uncouple while you're in the tunnel, and if you don't know that, next thing you know, you're on a midnight train going nowhere. This level actually has a boss. He pops out of the train and you hit him like whack-a-mole. Nothing to it. Bumper cars, you hit the other rats into the hole and that's it. Except that's not it and it sucks. Every single thing that you touch in this level will knock you all over the place. You get your ass beat up enough, you lose all control and then you're just a headless chicken. You know they still live with their head cut off? On the second stage, do not go on this bottom level. You will not come out. You hit one damn wall down here and the ride begins, boy. I push every button on my PS3 controller, taking the place of an NES controller, and I cannot control this thing for shit. More than once, I've actually won these stages out of dumb luck. It's not that they're hard, they're just aggravating. The final level, the fun house, is where shit gets real, though. Now it's a lot more like the original Tiny Toons game. And like its final level, they keep fucking with the lights. Doesn't seem all that hard at first glance, though. The music is kind of kick-ass in this level, too. As awesome as this music sounds, it does kind of sound out of place in a Tiny Toons game when you think about it. The final level has a little bit of a maze thing going on with a bunch of doors that lead to random areas, and sometimes even loop back to where you just came from. And sometimes your ass goes upside down. If you hawked a loogie, would it go on the floor or the ceiling? For that matter, what counts as ceiling and what counts as floor? Maybe it's a fleeling. This part is pretty neat. You can kill the enemies that are right side up while you're upside down. But then the cool factor goes away when you get to this part right here. I try to jump here, it doesn't work. I try to jump there, it doesn't work. I duck down to see if there's a crawl function, and no, there isn't. I do everything short of the fucking hokey pokey and turn my ass around. Finally, I give up and get the manual out, and it tells me I have to dash and slide. I didn't even know you could dash, let alone slide, but there you go, right there. I gave up on this game as a kid because I got stuck on this exact part. Now I feel like a fucking idiot. Elmira is back, and does she take you back to the overworld with just one hit? I didn't stick around to find out. You get to Montana Max, he throws bombs at you, you throw the bombs right back at him, and that is it. I gotta say, I appreciate this game now more than I did then. Now to never play it again. There's one more on the NES, and it's more of a program than it is a game. It's like Mario Paint, kind of. Cartoon Workshop. The game gives you a bunch of backgrounds, animations, scenes, all kind of shit to make your own cartoons. And I gotta say, the interface was painfully slow. It took me forever to just make one cartoon. I'm gonna pick this guy. He looks like me. All right, we're placing our little coyote dude in the scenery. Wait a minute, wait. You know what this reminds me of? Spider-Man Cartoon Maker. Okay, Reggie, my movie is ready. Guys, this is going to be the movie that will surpass Revenge of the Madman. The Blue Shell Incident, that's kiddie shit. This is the real shit. Witness my new feature film, The Rainbow Effect. Okay, I'm full of crap. You can't change the music. You know what upsets me most about this movie? YouTube will probably flag this as for kids. They don't understand my vision. They don't understand my drive to make film, to make plucky humpbabs in the fucking face. Okay, I admit this is extremely wrong, and I'm going to quit showing this now. Shoutouts to my dad who watches my videos and just had to see a duck and rabbit fuck each other. Now we see Buster doing a classic southern tradition called shoot fish in the face with a gun. That's all of that game I can stand. Now you've seen the Tiny Toon Adventure games on the NES, but there are more. Oh, there are so much more games. And the good news is some of them are actually good. But for now, we're going to put Tiny Toons on the back burner and we're going to go somewhere else. Somewhere awful. Next time you tune in to Working Man Games, we are going to the cesspool of the gaming industry. The place franchises go to die. A seedy, shady, accursed hellhole. One that sucks all money and sucks all ass. The very mention of this type of game strikes anger and fear into the heart of the common gamer. The act of even stepping foot in this hard, atrocious excuse of a game genre 100% guarantees the loss of any resemblance of respect your fan base may have had for your games. Hitler begs for fucking mercy at the very sight of these abominations. Angry video game nerd writes a cease and desist note because I'm starting to sound too much like him right now. You may already know the genre I'm talking about. The one we all know of, but never speak of. Well, we're going there, kids. We're going to play mobile games.
Oh no, Stu, say it ain't so, not mobile games. That whole segment there felt so out of the mid-2000s or the late 2000s. You know what I mean? Something Nostalgia Critic or somebody would have done. And maybe that was my idea, but I think the joke kind of fell flat because it actually felt like I was seriously doing that. Next is going to be, my evil twin wants me to play Sonic 06. Oh, no. Or Sonic Unleashed. I heard that one is back out again. So here's the mobile games video, and oh my god, I had so many technical difficulties trying to make this damn video. I kept having so many crashes and bugs and glitches and emulator issues and stuff like that. I used this emulator that was called BlueStacks, and it's a piece of garbage, and it's slam full of advertisements. Have you ever heard of an emulator that has ads? Well, this one does. Oh, God, it sucks. I should probably look back at some point and see if anybody's made a better Android emulator at this point. If they haven't, I may get an Android tablet or something like that so I can record mobile games. That way I can try to do another one of these videos and make it a little better, I guess. Also, I don't know if any of you noticed or not, you notice how in the whole second season I have this trope that I do at the start of the video where there's like text and me talking over it and stuff like that? That was supposed to be like a thing that I did at the start, like a little thing that was my thing that I do. I did that same trope in a lot of videos. I guess I really liked that running joke.
Okay. I don't know how to start this video. I really don't. So I think I'm just gonna say what's on my mind. I think I like torturing myself. I'm convinced I'm so obsessed with self-destruction that I just want myself to suffer continuously. Because nobody asked Stu to play mobile games. Stu just decided it was a good idea. Wow, Stu, you are the prime minister of bad ideas. Well, I had to suffer through it, so you've got to suffer through it too. And trust me, between emulator bugs, personal shit, and fucking the games being... there was plenty of suffering. The kind of suffering where you'd be happier with a chainsaw up your ass. But let's quit complaining and actually do the video. Stu is about to play some mobile games, and you're gonna watch it. I said you're gonna watch it! Sit back down! The best way I can describe mobile games is mobile games are the games that normal people play. Normal people. They have dead-end jobs. Their name is Roy. They listen to FM radio. They watch the news. They don't own a pet because the baby might be allergic. And now and then,
Whether it's at coffee break, or that long wait at the DMV, or maybe in the dentist waiting room waiting on Karen to get her molars filled in, when the boredom gets too much, they find themselves at a dilemma in which they have no idea how to pass the time. It is at this time he will pull out his Samsung Galaxy that he bought in 2015. It still works, why buy another one? And they will indulge themselves in our first game. And the one I was waiting to torture myself with. Angry Birds. You've heard of it. You probably never played it, and why would you? You're not Roy. You're a gamer. You play gamer games like Battle of Duty 4 Revengeance starring what's-his-face from that one game. I don't fucking know. I'm putting it off. We have to do it. Here's Angry Birds. Good Lord, what is that noise? It sounds like Toad from Mario got stuck in a blender. Okay, at least I can say that the game is simple. I take one look at it and I know what I'm supposed to do. I wish everything else in life was this simple.
How the hell are you supposed to open this? Wait a minute, I know. There. Open it. Why do I have you?
So the object of Angry Birds is that you have to kill these green electrical sockets that came to life. What? It's supposed to be a pig? How? How is that a pig? And the way you kill these pigs is to slingshot these birds at them. You knock them over, they die, everyone's happy but me because I had to play this game. They actually try to mix it up some by giving you different birds to play with, like the yellow one that does I have no fucking clue, and these black birds that fucking explode. A freaking kamikaze bird that willingly blows itself up on impact. I don't know how I feel about that. I know one thing, if you feed rice to a pigeon, it blows up. Exploding birds aside, there's something else that bothers me about this game. Why are we killing pigs? What did the pigs do? Does Angry Birds have lore that explains why we're killing pigs? You know what? Just a second. Angry Birds lore. It does. The game revolves around a group of birds whose eggs were stolen by a legion of green pigs who wish to eat them. The birds then use a slingshot to destroy the support beams of the pigs. Now, it's really no deeper than that, huh? Ain't no more story to it than that, huh? Maybe I need to watch the movie. And there's an eagle taking a piss in a pond some birds are swimming in. Okay, let's not watch the movie. The first game in the series was initially released in December 2009 for iPhone. At the time, the swine flu epidemic was in the news, so the staff decided to use pigs as the enemies of the birds. You guys remember swine flu? It was the COVID of 2009. These pigs are swine flu personified. Okay, now we have a reason to hate them. Let's kill them. So is there anything else on this wiki article, or is there any oh. No, not the Slash. No. It is. Slash from Guns N' Roses made a theme song for Angry Birds. Well, hell, let's listen to it. Well, shit in my mouth and call me a toilet. That's actually good. But still, what the hell, Slash? I mean, it's bad enough Geico has a rat problem, and it's bad enough we had to protect our chicken from docking. Now we got Slash doing an Angry Birds theme. Slash, explain yourself.
The game is addicting, but at the same time, it's an ingenious game, basically of physics, of the way that the game is put together, which just fascinates me.
Oh, please, Slash. The only Angry Birds you know about are the Eagles when you passed out drunk in their dressing room. And a game of physics? Come on. We all know what the best game of physics is. I made a video about it. Speaking of I made a video about it, if you're watching this as a newcomer and you've never seen my videos before, and you're wondering if I'm going to play that game, I already played it. If they make a Raid 2, I'll play that too. And I'll be extremely pissed that I have to. Which brings us to the sponsor of today's video.
No, if I was going to sponsor somebody, it would be somebody who's already as low on the totem pole as I am. Because us small-time YouTubers, we got to look after ourselves, man. We're all working men. I'll give that screen time to somebody who deserves it, because God knows I don't. But now let's do a different Angry Birds game. Let's go up to Angry Birds 2. Now oh. Well, what do you want to look at my photos for? All you're going to see is skunk and bobcat porn. Aw, there's no slash theme or nothing. In fact, there's nothing at all. It's not doing anything. I'm pushing all the buttons, but it's not doing anything. Oh, no. What a shame. I guess we can't play this one. That's too bad. You know what? Enough Angry Birds. There's a million different versions of Angry Birds, but they're all basically the same thing, I believe. I didn't really look into that very much because I don't want to play Angry Birds all that much. I played the Angry Birds I'm going to play. I want to play something else. Oh, God. No! Yes, this thing. If you've been on Facebook long enough, you've probably seen this thing before. Basically, the whole premise of this app is you say something in the microphone and it says it back, except it's Alvin and the Chipmunk style.
Did you know that you can get diarrhea from eating squirrels that have COVID-19?
Which is something I can do in Sony Vegas by pressing one damn button. Are people really that bored that they're amazed by stuff like this? I mean, I got bored of Alvin and the Chipmunks the moment I saw them. I got it. They're high-pitched. You're really gonna run that bullshit into the ground, huh? Remakes and movies and all that good shit? Well, they've run that shit into the ground, too. Talking Tom has got frickin' a million games, a TV show. I'm surprised it doesn't have a movie. I did check.
Oh, that's enough. Let's see what else this app does. Oh, you can punch the cat. Well, that's kind of weird. Wait, this is supposed to be funny? He actually sounds like he's in pain. Holy shit. Wait, can you spam the punch? Oh, yeah! Yeah, punch him! Punch him! Beat him up! Beat him up! Beat him up! Beat him up! Hey, guys, welcome to my Punch-Out Let's Play. Today we're fighting Talking Tom. Oh, it farts. That's lovely. I did some looking around, and apparently there's a lot of controversy that got stirred up because of Talking Tom. There was one later on down the line called Talking Angela that was apparently used by pedophiles to get information about underage kids. Now, that turned out to be a hoax. That was not real. I tell you what is real. Is real? As real? There's some real controversy going around that the advertisements that the Talking Tom app gives you sometimes is porn shit. Apparently, they don't have really any control over what gets advertised on their app, so you could just randomly get porn. I could just imagine me, 10-year-old baby Stu, playing with an Alvin and the Chipmunk cat, and then, better than Tinder, huh? What are you trying to convey here? You don't even have, you know what? I think that's enough Talking Tom. If I take any more, I think I'm gonna go crazy. You know what? Let's cleanse our palate. Let's play a game that's actually good. You know, something we know, like, Wario Land. Yeah, Wario Land. Now that's a fun game, right? Oh, this isn't Wario Land. This isn't Wario Land at all. Is that Tiger from a Pixar movie or something? Is it from that movie Over the Open Season Hedge Madagascar? Oh, this is bad. This is bad. That doesn't even look like Wario. It looks like Joel with a mustache. Hello, my name is Super Sweden Brother 2. And this is Super Sweden Brothers. And in Sweden Brothers, we eat the good watermelon. And we become Super Sweden 2. It's him, boys. He never left. Let me tell you something about mobile in general. Mobile is a world where even a good game can be made absolutely horrible by giving it the worst controls imaginable. For instance, GTA Vice City is the game that shaped who I am today, and it's the reason I obsess over the 80s. But playing that game can turn into an absolutely horrible experience when you have to play GTA with touch controls. My God, I could not drive a car to save my life. I've heard a lot of GTA fans say that the mobile version is screwed up and dumbed down in a couple of places, like the game is messed up. I didn't even get far enough to see that. This is the only footage I recorded of the game because it broke my soul so much to play one of my favorite games of all time in the worst control scheme imaginable. I do wonder, though, is China Chinatown Wars okay on mobile? It was meant for handhelds to begin with. You know what? It's actually passable. It's not the greatest thing in the world, and it wouldn't be my preferred way to play Chinatown Wars, but you can actually control the car somewhat. And some people are actually okay with this. In fact, I know people who play Chinatown Wars on their phone. It's alright, but I'll play it on PSP in a heartbeat. Now that we've got the GTA rant out of the way, while we're on a positive note, let's go to a game that I actually did somewhat enjoy. One of the other big-name mobile games I used to hear a lot about was called Plants vs. Zombies. You probably heard that name too and probably never played the game. Well, I took the bullet, I played the game, and it didn't suck. I wouldn't say it was a great game, but it didn't suck. Tell us your age. Check it out. It goes from 0 to 60. Finally, a game for me. If I had to complain about one thing, is that this game is published by evil assholes themselves. Basically, what you do is you take your finger and you lay down a whole bunch of plants that'll shoot at the zombies, and you gotta shoot them all before they get all the way to the end and tear up your lawnmowers. Also, do not ask me why lawnmowers are in ancient Egypt. What would you even do with them? Cut sand? I'm confused, and I don't get confused easily, except for all of those times that I do. If I had to explain why I ended up liking this game, the only thing I can say is, like, it's a neat little puzzle game, you know, like Tetris or something like that. You know, you don't expect very much out of it. It's a puzzle game. It does puzzle game things, and you just play them. Also, Machine Gun Plant.
The zombies are coming.
Well, please wash your hands before you shake mine then. You know what's funny? I actually played my totally legit copy of this game until EA finally decided they were done with my shit. So yeah, Plants vs. Zombies was okay. You know what else is okay? Resident Evil 2, the remake. You know, that's really great. I wish it was on mobile. Ho, 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 there it is. All right, man, enough of these shitty mobile games. Let's play some Resident Evil 2. No. Well, it's kind of Resident Evil 2 if all the lights were turned on. Okay, let me explain. If you go in Source Filmmaker and disable the lighting on a map, this is what it looks like. What is the deal? Hey, I'll ask Marvin. Hey, Marvin, where'd our shaders go? Hey, girl from the ring, do you have any idea why my gun doesn't have any recoil? Oh, she's not even trying to bite me. She just stood there. Or should I say she gyrated all over the floor like GoldenEye gets down? I'm sure I've got that music somewhere. Hold up. Found it. Oh, this next game's got a Russian ad. Is it Chicky Bricky? Are we gonna suka some blyat? Oh, it's Granny. I actually know this game. It's infamously bad. Imagine Slender, but coded by the same person who made the IRS website. Ho! I'll tell you what the true horror is in this horror game, the fucking camera controls. What I'm having to do in this emulator is click the screen to turn and then click that little white thing to move. It's really aggravating. It's like if you were trying to play this game with one hand tied behind your back. Hey guys, new speedrun challenge. Somebody beat this game with their hand tied behind their back. I want to see somebody do that. Ain't really much of nothing happening. I've just been walking around all day and... How much did that Halloween mask cost you at the spirit shop? It looks like somebody left a blow-up doll in the middle of the woods for 2 years. I tell you what, you know what that death scene needs? It needs this.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Okay, this mobile games video would not be complete unless I did a video about a genre I like to call the screaming guy icon genre. Why is this a thing? Why are they all just a guy screaming? Comment section, does anybody have an answer to that? Is there some scientific psychological studies that were put out that said that mobile games with screaming icons have more people clicking on them or something? This is a fucking conspiracy and I want an answer. So yeah, I'm going to play one of these games. In fact, I'm going to play the mother of them all. It's called Clash of Clans, and it's the one that has the Hulk Hogan-looking son of a bitch screaming. Oh, wow, I wasn't expecting that. They actually closed his mouth. Oh, it doesn't have the same impact. It's not the same. There's a Twitter hashtag for you. Open Hulk Hogan's mouth. I think this is what people call one of those real-time strategy games or RTSs or whatever. You lay down some troops, they blow up shit, And when they blow up all the shit, you win. There's also multiplayer modes when you blow up the shit of other players. You see, you have this little base here. You build that up, you get a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of like little items and shit, and a whole bunch of soldiers and stuff. And somebody can come over here and blow your shit up. But you can also blow their shit up. That is the object of the game. Blow each other's shit up. Blow shit up. Now, they give you a fuck ton of money and items to build up your little fortress, which is fine and dandy, but you run out. And once you run out, that's when the fact it's a mobile game rears its ugly head.
Now feel the fun slowing down.
There we go. I've been waiting to make fun of this again. Yep. Get your moolah out, boys. And you know what's bad? People will actually do this. People will actually spend hundreds of dollars on what is a free fucking game. You know what I would rather spend hundreds of dollars on? Well, you know, I don't know, like guitars, car stuff, gun parts, guns themselves. No, fun stuff. Video games themselves. You know, buy physical copies and stuff. You know, anything but just turning your currency into fictional game currency that you can never get back. You can't fucking refund gold coins, man. But, you know, I could do a whole 30-minute video on why I hate microtransactions, so I'm not going to do that. Let's look at some more gameplay of this thing. Okay, so we've got a totally not a sentry right here, so we're going to get some of the big not a heavies to take care of that, and then we're going to get some of our shooting guys, our archers, they call them in this game, and we're just going to blow shit up. We're going to blow shit up. You know, that's what you do in the game. So let's just sit here, let's watch this, and let them do all the work, because that's how these mobile games work. You don't do any work. Oh, shit. It looks like, yep, my last big dude died, and all I got now is just one freaking archer. But here's the thing, there's no enemies left. I killed all the enemies, or they killed all the enemies, so there's nothing left. It's just my one archer against this entire big complex right here. Oh, and look at that health bar not move, like, at all. How long is this gonna take? Hold it. No. We do not steal jokes on this show. This isn't YouTube poop. We can't steal shit anymore. We gotta make our own. So, oh, I actually can't think of anything. I'll tell you what. Let's just do 1 month later. Oh, it's actually still going, huh? Ooh, shit. Ooh. Well, I might as well play something good while I have that going on, I guess. I need some more shit for the front yard. Lobo, my man, how's it going? You wearing the jacket I got you, I see. How you doing, my man? Oh, I won. You know what could have easily fixed the problem I just had? If the game had a time limit. That was so weird. There were no enemies to fight, so all I had to do was knock down those buildings, but I only had one little soldier there, and that little soldier could do barely any damage, so there I was. There was really no reason to quit the fight if I was going to win in the first place. That's really all there really is to the game. You run out of money, and that's where the base building fun ends, and then you just play until you're bored as fuck. Alright, I think that's all the Clash of Clans I can do for a long time, like infinity. So, there's one more mobile game that I played that I felt was good enough to do a review on, but I'm not gonna do the review in this video. I want to come back to it in a later date. Oh my god, this video, man. So much suffering, so much torture. And even after finally getting through with all those games and reviewing them, I don't feel any better. Except for one thing. I finally did the mobile games episode, and I don't ever have to play these games again. Yes! Who's the man? Who's the fucking man? I did it. I fucking did it. I never have to play these games again. It's the end of the video. I don't have to do this anymore. I can play games that I want to play now, and it's really nice. You know, we finished mobile games. I think we should celebrate. I think we should do something big. We should do something fun. We should do something that is something that I would actually want to do. Like, let's go back. Let's go back to the working man roots. Let's like I did hunting games. I did NASCAR games. I did like shit redneck type of games. Let's do one of those. Let's do another one of those episodes. Yeah. I'll get in front of the camera. I'll wear the stupid hat. I'll wear the stupid shirt, and we'll talk about. Yeah. I know exactly what we'll do. And I'm not going to tell you. It's just going to pop up in your feed. It's going to pop up in your subscriptions one Sunday. And you better fucking be there.
And that was the lead up to the Monster Trucks video, I guess. You can tell that video's from 2020 because I'm playing Animal Crossing. Everybody was playing Animal Crossing in 2020. There was something else going on in 2020 at the time, but I don't remember, like, what that was. But, yeah. Lobo was my homie. I hung out with Lobo more than any of the other villagers, man. That was my homie. That was my buddy-ro. He was one of those characters where I was like, yo, just like me for real, you know what I mean? Like, he had the exact same personality as me in some way, shape, or form. You know, he liked rock music. He liked vintage electronics. Like, dude, that's just me. So, the Monster Trucks video. This one didn't do very well. And this is the one instance where I'm like, I kind of wish that it did because, like, I really like this video. I think there was some really good gags in here, and, like, there was some really god-awful games. And I fucking love the fact that the inventor of the Monster Trucks name is Bob Chandler, and that's the same name as Chris Chan's dad. Oh, my God. That Game Boy Advance Monster Truck game where they just, like, had JPEGs as sprites that weren't even cut out very well, that has to be the worst racing game I've ever seen in my life. That's beautiful. Just beautiful, man. Ran at 2 frames per second. Anyway, here it is.
I've got a question for you.
Are you ready?
This video was uploaded on Sunday. It's time for the ultimate mega carnage that you can only get from video games that feature
Monster Trucks.
Featuring trucks with tires so massive they could use your Toyota Prius as a
Cop sleeve.
It's the Big Show with Bigfoot, Barefoot, Wildfoot. What is this, a Monster Truck rally or a Pornhub video?
Mega foot fetish.
Trucks so big, masculinity so huge, you'll wonder if they're compensating for something.
Big truck, small package.
And it's all being brought to you right here, right now by Working Man Games with Stuart K Reilly.
You're not funny. Nobody likes you. Go to hell.
Woo! Monster Trucks. Once upon a time in 1972, a man named Bob Chandler put gigantic-ass tires on his brand new truck, and then he put bigger ones, and bigger ones, and bigger ones, and kept doing it until the truck was so massive it could smash regular-sized cars. Thus, the Monster Truck was born, and created such a patriotic sport that the only thing more American is if an eagle was shitting out American flags and singing Yankee Doodle, while shooting an AR-15 and grilling hamburgers, and also Hulk Hogan something. And what does a popular American sports franchise need? Video games, of course. And who better to review Monster Truck games than a guy that sounds like he married a monster truck? And where should we start our video game adventure but the best console that Nintendo ever made with the worst library of games a Nintendo console has ever had? We shovelware be damned. The NES had the absolute worst library of games of any Nintendo console that has come out in the history of ever, with about less than 10% of the whole library not being Donkey Doo-Doo Poo-Poo. Cemented by the fact that even Nintendo at this point doesn't know what games to put on their Switch online service. I mean, come on, Eliminator Boat Duel? What is that shit? But I digress. That's an egress. You look good in a dress. This was funny for 2 seconds! Since Bigfoot was the first monster truck ever made, let's look at the first monster truck video game ever made.
I think I didn't actually look it up.
Bigfoot on the NES. And boys, this one is a doozy. I remember renting this when I was a kid and I hated it. Made by Acclaim. Oh shit, that's not good. You want to know why that's not good? Acclaim owned LJN. Why do you think it also has a rainbow? Oh, that music sounds like it could be from Banjo-Kazooie. What if I synced it up to it? Okay, let me explain the crazy-ass controls of this game. What do you think the control scheme is? A to accelerate and left and right to turn? No. Up to accelerate. B is the brake and A is the items you collect on the road. What's weird is the game automatically scrolls and it pushes you forward. Like, even if you're not even pushing anything, the game will push you forward. Also, can we take a minute to admire these sound effects? It sounds like a dial-up connection having sex with a chainsaw. Combine the fact that the game automatically pushes you forward with the fact that you can barely control the truck to begin with. It's a coin toss whether you're going to win this part or not. But don't worry, it gets better. And by better, I don't mean better.
Prepare to race.
Oh hell, we got some side-scrolling split screen going on here. Let me ask you a question. How do you think we control this truck, keeping in mind that the controls are crazy in this game? If you haven't noticed yet, I don't know. Counting every direction on the D-pad, there are 8 buttons on the NES control pad. I have pushed them all. What do I do? Did you say tap left and right alternatively extremely fast like a really shitty Mario Party 1 minigame? Well, hot diggity dog, you get a gold star, son. I think the A button does something too, but I have no idea what. This has got to be the absolute worst controls I have ever seen in a driving game in my life. It makes sense that this is on the NES. I've already got a perfectly good 3-word review for this game.
Prepare to puke.
The next game we're going to look at on the needlessly extremely shitty is the Monster Truck Rally. Oh my god, could that be any louder? I gotta give the game this. It's got a lot of different events and race courses you can go through. To be honest, they don't even look like monster trucks. They just look like regular little bitty Toyotas. Anyway, this is a real janky game, and as usual, nothing is explained to you. You're not told that this is a manual transmission, and you're not told how you shift it. You shift it in a weird way. You use the same button you used to accelerate, the A button. Thank God it's the freaking A button this time. So you have to like tap the A button to change gears. And that's not the weirdest thing about this game. I would say the weirdest thing about this game is the perspective makes no sense. Yes, it's isometric, but look at the way these hills are lined out. When you get up to a certain point, you can't tell whether you're going left or right anymore. There's no animations for you going left or right when you're going up a hill. Your truck could look like it's going up, but it's actually hitting the left wall or some shit. And when you let go of the accelerator down a hill, you go faster? Ugh, and that engine noise, my god, it's the most horrible droning noise you've ever heard. This whole game is just out to take a D-Walt to your eardrums. Oh shit, here comes a mud bog. Time to sling some water and mud, boys. Ooh, ah. Donut track. Let's see what this is. Next. Wait, Heat 2? We have to do this again? The hell we do. Sled pull. Oh shit, I know what this is. Sled pull is an event where a monster truck pulls this big gigantic vehicle that weighs literal tons, and the vehicle gets harder and harder to pull because it gets heavier and heavier in the front until the truck can no longer move. And that sucker is whining. That motor is just making the loudest fucking noise trying to pull that big vehicle one more damn inch to beat the other guys. And the winner is the guy who pulled it to the very end the fastest. It is super awesome, and I really want to see how it looks on the NES. That was it? That was fucking boring. I would have had more fun pretending to do it in real life.
Roscoe, hold still, damn it.
Tug of War. I hate this one. To the developers who put this in, fuck you, it in television? Well, it be 17 bombs. There's a finish line on each end of the road, and you're supposed to tow the other truck to the end. But as far as I know, there's no real way to win this. I have no idea what you're supposed to do. I hit the A button, turn left and right, and hope for the best, basically. I've played this event many times trying to figure out how to play it. And even when you finally get a little bit of a push ahead of the truck, it finds a way to outpower you. But then you might just get him again and you'll pull back forward again. And it just goes on and on and on. As a matter of fact, the footage you're watching right now went on for 7.5 minutes. I could have listened to the vast majority of Freebird in that time. But you want to know something funny? He still didn't win because this happened. And the moral of the story is the closer you get to reaching your goal, the more likely the rope will snap and then your two trucks will go away from each other or something. There's a moral in there somewhere, I know it. Before we stop playing this game, I want to tell you about the track editor. Yeah, there's a track editor in this game. That's pretty advanced for NES. It might actually be too advanced for NES because the longer you use this and the more tracks you put, the slower and slower this thing becomes. And God help you if you choose a randomized track, because then a random robot will then make its own track for you. And it always makes the longest track it possibly can, and by the time it's about halfway through, the game is running so damn slow, it's probably going to take about half an hour for it to fucking finish. Now, can we please play another game? Monster Truck Madness on the PC. Okay, I've been told by people that this is a good game. I've also heard that they also worked on Midtown Madness 2, which is basically Driver San Francisco for boomers like me. Okay, let's see all the trucks we have to choose from. Actually, you know what? Let's just be Bigfoot. Who gives a fuck? Actual gameplay footage. And the first thing I do is somehow switch my camera to the other truck's camera. I don't know how I did that or why you would even need that. So the second thing I notice is that these are like the smoothest driving monster trucks I've ever seen in my life. They go kind of slow, but they're what, 20-ton trucks with gigantic tires? What do you want? And the third... Shut up. And the third thing I... Shut up! And the third thing I noticed is I'm in first place. Like, where did the other trucks go? I don't even see the other trucks. Where are they? Well, there you are, you slacker sons of bitches. Get back in the damn race, you idiots. So I did that thing where I looked in the other cameras, and then I noticed that when the CPU trucks go off the road, they stop for some reason. And a pterodactyl picks them up, like in real life. My guess is that they give up because they can't deal with my super gamer skills. I guess people do like this game. It's super easy to win because the AI is big rigs over-the-road racing levels of broke. I tried different trucks, different tracks, saying mean things about its mama, but it still does the exact same thing it did before. They cower in a little corner like some damn pussy. Is this some weird 90s era copy protection DRM shit that I don't know about? Shit. It's kind of sad because I want to like this game. The trucks control okay. That said, I hear there's mods out there to kind of fix this game, but I just wanted to run it how it came from the factory. Now, this game also came to the Nintendo 64, where a lot of shit was added. Better graphics, more tracks, more trucks, more everything. So it's better, right? I'll just say this. I rented it as a kid, and I remember not liking it. Apparently, Rockstar worked on this. Oh, really? This one has the same song? Like the song that was the only fucking one on the PC version? Black Stallion. Oh, dude, it's got like a vaporwave grid. This game feels like it's a little bit unfinished, kind of. Like they almost got through with it and said, you know what, that's close enough. Let's just throw it out there. It does not have the fluid controls of the PC game, but it has better everything else. The AI actually knows how to stay on the road and races you, and it's kind of a challenge. I didn't add that in. There's buttons to do that for some reason. The music might actually be worse in this one. What? Let me get a better recording. Good girls go to hell? Where do the bad girls go then? Heaven with the dogs? Remember how I made a big rigs joke earlier? Well, you can go completely off of the track and beyond the boundaries. Ladies and gentlemen, you have entered the secret flat zone. Population absolutely fuck all. It's kind of creepy in the dark. What's interesting is if you hit a corner of the map, like out of the boundaries, it will loop the track and you will pop up on another corner of the map. It like loops you around, which can only mean Rockstar knew that you were going to do this at some point. So they were lazy enough to not put boundaries and more decoration around the track, but they went through the effort to do that. That is so strange. Didn't I tell you to shut up? There's apparently one more version of Monster Truck Madness that's on the Game Boy Advance. Woo-wee! This one's gonna be spicy. Get some water. Well, rip my legs off and call me a roly-poly. This is actually kind of cool. We got a proper 3D map and models draining every bit of horsepower out of that GBA. Whether this game is good or not, it's good on a technical standpoint. This is really impressive. And it runs smoother than Vin Diesel's head after Turtle Wax. Oh my god, I'm getting Duke's PS2 flashbacks. You have a yeehaw button. As far as the racing goes, it's pretty solid, I'd say. If I had this on the Game Boy Advance, I would be pretty satisfied with it. Gosh, I've got some more Monster Truck games on Game Boy Advance. I hope they're as good as this one was.
Oh, Jesus, God, no.
Monster Trucks on the Game Boy Advance isn't very good. First of all, there's no music and there's barely any sound effects, at least on the menu. In the race? Oh, they changed that in the race. You want to see it again? Of course you do. Look at it, everybody. Look and be amazed. And don't listen very hard because this is a very loud game. What's that? You want to hear it? Okay, where do I begin dissecting what is bad about this game? I mean, look at it. Look at these really crappy sprites, if you could even call these sprites. They're just really crappy JPEGs of a monster truck. And they recolored it to make it look like there's more of them. This whole game looks like if you turned your YouTube video to 144p. Seriously, turn the video quality to 144p and then watch this video. See if it looks exactly the same. And did you notice around the tires, there's still the background of whatever image they cropped out? You know, normally I would say, well, maybe this is a proof of concept, or maybe this is a tech demo and it was never intended to be a commercial game. No, this is a commercial game. This was put on a cartridge. Do I even need to mention the fact that every time you jump on a ramp, you crash immediately when you go back down? See there? I just turned upside down for absolutely no reason. There's people trying to sell this for $10, and those people need to be shot. This is one of those games that's so bad, I feel bad about making fun of it. Like a mentally unstable child came up to me and showed me a picture they drew, and I slapped them and called them a shit-eating cock goblin. This game is that. I can't look at it anymore. Let's move on. Monster Truck Wars on the original Game Boy. Oh, come on, guys. Making fun of original Game Boy games is too easy. It's like making fun of Atari 2600 games. They can't help that they're so primitive. Oh, Acclaim? Well, that's different. Oh, damn. You really got to use your imagination in this game. Which monster truck is which? And I swear I've played a game just like this before. You know, I'm not even going to joke about it. It's Micro Machines. I mean, look at it. It's just Micro Machines. I might as well just review Micro Machines. Well, okay. Micro Machines is okay. It's not bad. It just makes me feel like I could be playing a better game. There, I just reviewed 2 games at one time. Go me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to double down on that. There is a fuck ton of monster truck games on the Nintendo Wii, and none of them are good enough or bad enough to warrant a decent review on each one. Just know that if you get a monster truck game for the Wii, you are wasting your time. The only one I recommend is Bigfoot King of Crush. That one had some solid controls and pretty decent gameplay. It also had this feature where you could hold down a button and turn the back wheels with your front wheels so you would turn sharper than normal. It was really cool. I would imagine playing that with a Wii wheel is really fun. I want to say that I saved the best for last, but you know I didn't. You know that really bad GBA monster truck game we just played? They made another one on the DS, and it's just called Monster Trucks. Okay, how about this music for one thing? When I think monster truck, I don't think electronic dance music. The music I think of when I think of monster trucks is 70s, 80s boomer rock. And if you notice, that low draw distance certainly ain't doing wonders for that frame rate. Again, this is a game that somebody sold for money. I feel bad for little Timmy who got this for Christmas and was like,
"It is now obvious that my parents do not love me anymore."
You know who else doesn't love you anymore? Really, I'm asking. I want to pry into your private life because I'm mean like that. In fact, I am mean. I am mean. No.
And then I never reviewed I Am Mean. You know what's funny about that N64 monster truck game? I've actually heard samples from those songs on the game on other games. So a lot of the samples in that game must be from a music sample CD or something. Like I've heard the same guitar riffs, I've heard the same like synthesizer riffs and stuff like that in other games. So yeah, that must be from a sample pack. I know there was a song from the 64 game that had this weird little like horn noise that was done with a synthesizer that I ended up hearing in a Sonic Heroes track. I think it was the one that's in like the future looking city or something like that. I don't remember what the level's called. But Yeah, I know that doesn't help anybody, but I've never been one to be helpful. So the Grinch episode, this was the Christmas special, and I really love this video. I keep coming back to it and smiling because I just remember how this game made me feel, and I just remember how much I fucking hated this game and how funny this was to me, like how good the jokes were in it, in my personal opinion. But I really like how this turned out. And me and my buddies reference this video all the time, or at least the game, and we found ourselves going, ouch, ouch, and stuff like that. You know, you've noticed in a lot of my other videos, I keep talking about polls. I keep referencing polls and keep mentioning polls for some reason. Well, that's because of this video. This game has got polls in it that are just god-awful, and I explain all that in the video. But after this video, I kept bringing back the polls because of just how much they traumatized me. I'm traumatized by polls. Also, this game has George Lowe, the late great George Lowe, who we know as Space Ghost, as the narrator in it. He's uncredited in the game, but you can clearly tell that it's him. And it's been confirmed that it is him. So rest in peace, Mr. George Lowe. We're gonna miss you, buddy Rowe. And here we go.
Oof, I hate Christmas-themed shit. I really do. I hate the decorations. I hate having to buy shit for people. I hate having to go to the Christmas family get-togethers and eat Karen's chicken and dumplings that taste like the smell of her house. And the music can go fuck itself. I can't even turn on a damn radio station without hearing jingle cock, fucking all the way! What happened to just celebrating the birth of our Lord Jesu Cristo? Do we have to turn it into this big commercial thing where we suck the cock of the Walmart holiday aisle? Merry Christmas, my ass. Nobody's ever merry during Christmas, trust me. All these relatives getting together under one roof to pretend they like each other for one day. Just direct deposit me some money and leave me the fuck alone, man. Shit. I only want 3 things in this world: solitude, time, and porn, and you're not gonna buy me any of those. Although the Patreon's been paying for a lot of the porn. I'm kidding, calm down. And with all that said, with my enormous hatred of Christmas also comes my deep sympathy for the Grinch. I am a Grinch sympathizer. The Grinch did nothing wrong. Grinch didn't really hate Christmas per se. He hated Christmas shit, which is what I hate. I hate Christmas shit. And as the title of the video suggests, today's self-destruction will be me suffering through the Grinch. The game was put on PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, PC, and Game Boy Color. It was developed by the same people who made Dead by Daylight, and it was published by Konami. We're going to start with the handheld first because I like to pad my videos out. Not because Dollar Shave VPN Shadow Legends is sending me money to do so. I just like making long videos because I talk too damn much. Gameplay footage. Here we go. Here's the game. All of the Who's loved Christmas. Okay, I'm sorry to already be cracking jokes, but I can't even hear the word Who anymore without thinking of Skullface. Whoa, wait a minute. What's up with this Who? I mean, what's up with this right here? I mean, look at her butt. She's got like a badonkadonk. Check out this guy, too. He's like, The Game Boy game mostly follows the story of the actual game, but, I don't like that face. Seriously, he looks like he wants to put his bad banana in your greasy black peel. I don't like that.
I must come.
That's worse. Can we just play the game now? So, what is this game like? Well, if Pac-Man had a stealth mechanic, this would be that. You just collect all the presents in the map and then try to stay away from the Who's in the process and try not to let them hug you. Yeah, they kill you with kindness. And I don't blame the Grinch for not liking being hugged. I don't like to be hugged neither. Except when I'm depressed. What's really funny is when they see you, they start chasing you, and the game starts playing this music. Okay, it doesn't play that. It just plays the music sped up. But that would have been cool. Also, I love this little animation. It looks like Ratfink. And if that doesn't date me, I don't know what will. Your one and only weapon against the Who's is your own smelly breath that's so bad it knocks them on their ass. So basically, the Grinch is the one guy in the elevator that brushing his teeth is against his religion, and he demands that he talks directly to your face. Motherfucker. You play as Max in some of the later levels, and I'm telling you, the Max ones are hard. They were so hard, this is where I quit recording because this was just too difficult. Bad Dog, you're a disgrace to your father and your mother is a bitch. You laughed, admit it. There was also a Grinch game on the Nintendo DS, which we're gonna look at so I can say I did all the Grinch games. Good grief, what GeoCities website did this MIDI come from? The Grinch in this game looks a little bit bootleg, don't you think? Wow, my recording of this turned out really shitty. Just pretend that your internet is going at 1 megabit per second. As for me, I don't have to pretend. So this is a bit of a puzzle arcadey style game too. You go around the map, pick up all the gifts. Did I just say pick up all the gifts? Pick up all the gifts and try not to get caught by the Who's. Sometimes when you get caught by a Who, you don't take damage. Instead, you play this little mini game, and it's different depending on what Who you get caught by. In this, you move the Grinch around with a touchscreen to keep yourself from hitting the Who's. If you do it right, you don't take any damage. You escaped, but unfortunately, you're still playing this game. I love how both this and the Game Boy game have to do with some sort of stealth element. That said, that's the only thing I love about this game. The rest of it is shovelware garbage. Now it's time to move on to the main event, The Grinch on PlayStation 1. This game was meant to build up hype for the Jim Carrey movie that was coming out at that time. One of those rare instances where the live-action remake actually wasn't that bad. Though I think drowning in a pool of reindeer semen is still better than watching this shit. Our first cutscene shows the Grinch staring angrily at a low poly mountain.
Oh, I got it! I have a great idea. This year, the Who's will pay.
First off, obviously that's not Jim Carrey. I don't know who that is. And Max is supposed to look like a real dog, but he looks like a mutant wearing the skin of a real dog. It's creepy. Yeah, that walk cycle. Don't worry, it gets better.
That, in fact, is the misanthrope scheme. Build gadgets from blueprints, halt the holiday theme.
Okay, why is Space Ghost the narrator? Space Ghost, why are you narrating the Grinch?
Shut up, little man.
That doesn't answer my question. Then the Grinch starts naming all the weapons in the game, and I swear it sounds like a toy commercial.
Yet one of my most treasured weapons, the rotten egg launcher to stink out my enemies, or the slime gun to just stick it to them. My marine mobile. No, I know. Yes, this!
That was not a recording error. The game actually does start chugging at 5 frames per second in spots, even on actual hardware. And so the game begins. And you know what? I noticed right up... What? Huh? Oh.
The Grinch likes to break things with his robust behind.
Okay, I get it. Ground pound the crates. I guess I gotta take this opportunity to show you an Easter egg in the game. You can go back up and look through the telescope and make the Grinch say a couple of lines.
I hate Who! I hate Christmas! My heart is like a pea.
What's he even staring at? It's just a bunch of white polygons. So anyway, we push this boulder out of the way. Oh.
The strength of the Grinch is a legend in Whoville.
Dude, I think I can figure this out. Or can I? You grab it forward and push it left and right? You would have thought you would go over to the other side and then push it forward and backward, but you don't do that in this game. I could have used that information instead of, yo, the Grinch is strong, bruh. So when you get down to the elevator...
Press the action button to cause Grinchy effects.
Space Ghost, I know how to pull a fucking lever. Ugh, pull the lever, Crunk. So the object of the game is to pull pranks on the Who's, and you have a whole bunch of missions that you have to do in order to do that. But to do a lot of those missions, you need gadgets, and to get the gadgets, you need to get the blueprints. So it's a bit of a collect-a-thon game. In fact, this is Banjo Grinchui. How do y'all like that draw distance on the textures? This game is how you say heavily optimized. Just like in the Game Boy game, the Who's will try to run up to you and hug you, and it...
Who grown-ups and children alike fear the Grinch.
Yeah, wonderful, awesome, Space Ghost. Now, can I play the game? Ground pounding is kind of weird because you have to press the X button repeatedly as fast as you can or else it ain't gonna work. If you're off by just 1 millisecond, it ain't gonna work. Now, these presents are kind of the collect-a-thon coins in the game. Damn it!
The mission book outlines...
Good fucking grief, it's not even funny anymore. Stop!
The Grinch dolls are offered the Grinch rotten diamonds.
Shut up! I don't know if I can do this video. I haven't even started the review proper, and I'm already falling apart. Anyway, I guess they put so many tutorials in the game because they figured, like, little kids were going to play this. Like, kids are so stupid they can't find things out for themselves. I mean, damn. I mean, most of the stuff that Space Ghost is subscribing? That's something you should do. Fuck. Most of the things that Space Ghost is describing could be described in one little text window. In fact, it is. They didn't even need him at all. I guess they just figured, well, since we paid him, we're going to milk him for all he's worth, get every bit of our money out of him. Anyway, the collectathon coin of this game is the present, and you smash it by ground pounding it. And these yellow ones under the music boxes are the hardest fucking ones to do. Because not only is the Who's trying to hug you, but the music box plays Christmas music that's so gut-wrenchingly horrible that it physically harms the Grinch.
Ouch! Ouch!
Damn it.
Hey, who are you?
Get off! Damn! Ah, finally. These mosquitoes can fuck right off to hell. They don't even hurt you all that much. They're just annoying. Luckily, you're that guy in the elevator breath can kill them quickly. Hitting your head on the ceiling makes the Grinch cry in pain, but it doesn't actually do damage. So it's another damn thing that annoys you for no reason. I'm noticing that annoyance is a theme in this game. Look how pissed I get here.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
This is where your parents come in and say, honey, turn the game down or we're taking it away. So anyway, I go around painting posters and smashing snowmen. Then I get a disguise, and then I'm able to get into the post office, and this part is supposed to recreate the scene where the Grinch shuffles the mail in the movie. Cindy Lou is here, and what is the deal with Whoville and unattended children? Parents be like, if you see a stranger, you better follow him around. Worst parents ever. To get to the mail, you have to get past these security lights, and once you get past that, the doors are locked, but you can use Max to go through the vents to unlock the doors for you. Luckily, the doors are color-coded, so that makes it a little easier to get through the vents. But I'm a filthy boomer, so I still get lost. Once you shuffle all the mail, you get this cutscene pulled from the movie that's as badly voice-acted.
Who are you? Well, you're the Grinch.
That acting was more fake than a female orgasm. The game gets a little more fun because the Grinch gets a gun later. And no, not a gun, though I wish it was. Actually, I wonder if anybody's drawn that. The Grinch with a gun. Oh my God. I see the Grinch went to America and stole Christmas. Bless you, Mr. Political Cartoonist Mike something. This is going to be my Twitter banner. What they call the gun in the game is a rotten egg launcher, and you use rotten eggs as fuel for it. Damn, I've got eggs of steel. What's bad is you aim it with the left analog stick, and it is really sensitive. Where the rotten egg part of the launcher comes in is you shoot eggs into people's windows.
It's gonna smell like Santa's socks.
No, it doesn't do that. It plays the first two notes, though, and that's what made me think of that. When I was a kid, this part used to piss me the fuck off. This part, you're supposed to be quiet and not get seen by the guards, but I swear the fucking guards have got x-ray vision. Sly Cooper, this ain't.
Out of here! Ouch!
I do like the music in this level, though. Hell yeah, that's bopping, dude. Next thing, I'm in a forest using my stink breath to kill trees and then throwing beehives down houses.
Coming down!
Which sounds fun, and then... Wait a minute. Oh, I never told you kids about the poles. Ooh, the poles. Let me tell you about the fucking poles. The poles are the most horrible and broken gameplay mechanic in this game, and I have mastered it down to a science, so let me tell you about it. So here we go. You press X to jump, but then you press square to grab onto the pole, and then you hold square to swing on the pole. And then when you press X, you let go of the pole and jump over to the other pole, or so you would think. What actually happens is you can jump off of the pole one of two ways. One, you go straight forward. Another way, you go forward and up diagonally. Now, how do you control this? Well, let me slow it down for you. And here, this is the dividing area right here. If you push X before this, you will go forward. If you push X after this spot, you will go forward and up. Now that sounds all well and good, but there is lag on your inputs when you are swinging on these poles. So you have to kind of guess and factor in the lag in your inputs to figure out exactly where you need to push the X button at. And sometimes you can get it wrong. In some instances, you're just not going to land on the next pole. There's just too many odds against you. Now, why is this such a big fucking deal? The thing is, most of the places that have these poles, if you fall off, you have to go right back to the poles again before you can even begin to get back where you were at. Like this mountain I'm on the side of. Once I get up top of there, there's other places up there where I need to platform, and there is a high chance that I could fall off after taking so long to work my way back up there, especially in this little place right here. I got the ability to do a rocket jump so I could jump higher, so I was going to use that to get momentum to get over that cliff, but watch what happened. I fall right off. You know what I got to do now? I got to load a save state because I'm not doing the fucking poles again. But you know what little young Stu on his PS1 had to do back in the day? Do the fucking poles again! And I did it. Because, like I said a while back, I like torturing myself. Next, we go to a junkyard. Man, this music bops. Man, rip out my innards and blow me like a trombone. You wouldn't have thought that the Grinch would have some good music in it. But there's one part of the song that bothers me. Listen to this bass riff really carefully. You got that in your head? Okay. Now here's Stranglehold by Ted Nugent. Man, I mentioned Ted Nugent a lot on this show, don't I? Hell, I gave him his own episode.
I'm like Mr. Rogers with a machine gun.
The main thing I remember about this junkyard map from playing it as a kid is these little electric fences right here that I couldn't get past. I ended up shutting the game off right here when I was a kid, and I still couldn't figure out how to get past here. I ended up having to look up a walkthrough. You want to know how you get past these fences? Get ready for this. You see this platform right here with the little sign on it? Well, guess what? You're supposed to ground pound this platform and then go through it. I didn't know that for 20 years. I don't know whether to be mad at myself or mad at the game, so I'm just going to be mad at the world. Fuck the world because of this game. So the next part I did... Oh, wait a minute, y'all. What? Somebody already did this game. Who? Who the fuck is Cat Icarus? Did he mention the poles? Did he mention Space Ghost? Then we're fine. I'm not throwing away 15 minutes of video just for that. Allow me to show you the hardest puzzle of the game, trying to figure out how to move an object. Have you ever heard of a game that the controls change depending on where the camera is at? Well, this is one of those games. You can never tell what's left and what's right, what's up, what's down, what's back, what's forward. So the best thing you can do is try to center the camera directly behind you as accurately as possible so left and right is still left and right. If you don't do that, there's no telling where you're going to move the damn thing. In fact, this puzzle was so frustrating, I didn't even bother finishing it. It's still not as bad as the poles, but it's a damn close second. Pull the lever, Crunk. Oh, you are shitting me. Pull the lever, Crunk. There, shit. Oh, what the hell? Now this one's stuck. Okay, bring it back. Bring it back. Okay, now left. Now no, not back. Left. You motherfucker, left. This was coated by monkeys. Okay, let me adjust the camera. There we go. Left. Okay, now pull the lever, Crunk. The last level is this lake area that is the only level that I think has a boss. He's in this big low poly house right here. Now, how do you get to the low poly house? Well, my friend, you have to assume the pole position. Oh! And the lake level has more poles than any of the levels. And when you get to this boss, you'll find out he can kill you pretty quick if you're not careful. Each one of his slingshot rocks does 3 damage, and you only have 9, so 3 good shots and you're dead. What you're trying to do is steal his clothes from him, and once you steal his hat and his shirt, he starts running at you and running into the walls. The trick is he has to run into the wall that has the moose trophy. Once you steal all his clothes, you can get past the guarded bridge. Oh, nope, don't mind me. I'm just your friendly neighborhood camp counselor, Mr. Green. Low poly PlayStation 1 backgrounds, like staring into the abyss. Let's see how I'm gonna... Hey! I don't get it, I'm disguised, but he still kicked me? Wow, he's just an asshole. Mr. Green is going to bring this up on today's counselor meeting. Is he abusing you too, little Timmy? If you're in trouble, just blink twice. Also, I sent Max inside this house and this happened.
Hurry up, Max!
I would make a joke here, but only my really loyal fans would know why this is funny. Oh, we've even got a skunk that falls in love with you. Oh, we are going full Looney Tune. There's this one platform you need to get to, but in order to get there, oh yeah, you gotta do this. But it's not enough that you have to do that. You have to do that plus a time limit!
Having a good time?
No, I want to shoot myself! This may be the worst set of poles so far. It looks easy, like it's just a straight line of poles, but no, you have to do it absolutely 100% perfect, and you have to do it fast, so you're under pressure the whole time. That's just wonderful. Like, this is game design, people. Yes. How about a break from poles? How about we do some platforming? How about we jump on the presents to get to the other islands? Let's do that. Jumpy, jumpy, Super Mario-y. Oh, no. And I jump and I... Oh. Yeah. Da-da-da-ba-da-do. I'm bad. I'm dead.
Yoinks! And away!
Oh my god, this game's about to give me an aneurysm. Wait. Save. Okay, go. No! Oh, this crap is for the freaking birds, man. I can't... Oh. First try! Okay, guys, here's the part where I have to come clean with you. I didn't finish the game. At some point, a game just gets so bullshit and so difficult and so blah that you either have to admit defeat or admit that it's not worth it. And I finally shut the game off not long after that. So I just looked up what the rest of it was. And here's the deal. You absolutely have to 100% the game. No and, if, or but about it. You have to 100% it to get the ending. Once you do, a new mission pops up where the Grinch has to get parts for his sleigh.
I can't finish my sleigh. So close, but I need more pieces.
You get all the parts, and then you go for the sleigh ride. But before we do that, once you open all of the presents, you open up a bunch of bonus games that you can do. And guess what one of them is? My own personal hell. Poles, and nothing but poles. This is considered a bonus, an extra, an Easter egg for working so hard in the game. But to me, I feel like I've been trolled. One more thing I want to point out before we see the last part of this game is I did try to fake 100%. I did try to put a bunch of cheat codes into the Grinch to see if I could see the last level. And, well, this happened. Whoa, hello. Welcome to the Pastel Zone. This is like how the Grinch stole Vaporwave. I think I'm going to leave the corruptions to the professionals. So here it is, the final level of the game, which unfortunately I'll probably never get to play. But honestly, it doesn't look fun. Apparently, you're supposed to grab all the presents that come out of Santa's sleigh, and you have to get every single one. You can't miss one. But after you've gotten every single present in the entire game, it's time to take Santa down.
Out of my way, Patty! This is my Christmas!
So you start shooting rotten eggs at him, and apparently you don't have a damn cursor or a reticle or anything to use as a guide to where you're shooting. You just shoot. And what is your reward for all this heartache and suffering? A long-ass, very badly acted cutscene with the most out-of-key version of Dahu Dores you've ever heard.
Merry Christmas, Who's! I'm so sorry to have stolen Christmas. Please forgive me.
We forgive you, Grinch. I know you were a good person. Come and sing with us. Welcome Christmas, Fahoo-Ramas. Christmas Day is in our grasp. As long as we have hands to clasp.
Do you hear that ominous music in the background? That's how I feel right now. I feel like I'm watching a horror movie. And so ends this horrible pile of
Oh? You're a blast good player. And for you, we have a little gift. Get ready for the ride of your life.
Okay, apparently there's a hidden Grinch cart game. I wonder if this was a game that they couldn't complete in time, so they just threw what they had in this game at the end. Damn, I would have played Grinch cart. You know what else I would play? Anything else but this fucking game. My goodness, this game took years out of my life. So many Christmases I'll never get back. So I guess the Grinch really did steal Christmas. He stole a bunch of Christmases from me. I am out 5 Christmases. You know what else I'm out of? Time. Yes, the game is over. The show is over. That means I'm going to go to bed, go to sleep, and try to forget about the fact that my next episode is going to have games that are far worse than this one.
And that is all for Season 2, gentle brothers and sisters. I will see y'all all on Season 3. Man, I love that Grinch episode, man. I think Season 3 is when we finally see the stuff where I actually started getting a bunch of attention. I think that's where we're going to get into Army Man and Scooby-Doo and the stuff everybody loves. So, look forward to that one. I'll see y'all later.